Good evening, racing fans. Welcome to Racing Action from Grand River Raceway for this Wednesday evening, live from Elora Center, Wellington, nonetheless. Great night of action lined up for you this evening. Cloudy but warm. Track listed as fast, the announcer listed as slow. Let's get a look at the changes on this evening's card of racing. Race number 1, number 5, Fantastic MVP, Travis Henry driving. Travis Henry drives. Race 2, no changes. No changes, race 2. In race number 3, number 2, the Time Machine. The driver is going to be Travis Cullen. Travis Cullen drives the 2. Scratches of 4, Dr. Hawkins. And 6, comma. Scratches of 4 and 6. Race 4, number 2, DM Snake Plissken. Driver to be announced, TBA on the 2 and the 4. Race 5, scratch 5, Wolfpack Attack. Race 5, scratch 5.
Yep, he's good to go.
In race number 6, number 9, For Such a Time as This, driver Jay Harris. Jay Harris will drive the 9 in the 6th. In race number 7, number 4, Salzburg Andy. Blinkers to blind bridle. That's blinkers to blind. Scratched is 5, Inukshuk Sally. Race 7, scratch 5. And number 6, Nasty Reputation. Aluminum to steel shoes up front. Aluminum to steel shoes up front. Race 8, no changes. No changes, race 8. In race number 9, number 3, Dangerous Curves, driver to be announced. And the 10th race, number 7, Am I Radical, open to blind bridle. That's open to blind bridle. Once again, reviewing races 1 and 2. Race 1, Travis Henry drives 5, Fantastic MVP. And race number 2, second half of the early daily double, Changeless. It is now 16 minutes to post time. Time to welcome in our co-host, racing handicapping expert, live from Margaritaville, the big palace over there in Newmarket, Ontario. Been raining at the palace today at all?
Just drizzling. The moat's just fine. No worries there, Gary. So don't worry about that. No, just drizzling here at the Palace. But listen, I think it's a wonderful Wednesday at the River tonight. I'm really excited about this card. 6 races on the trot, 4 on the pace. I think there's going to be some value opportunities and also those horses that we're going to need to probably single to spread out around throughout the evening. But of course, you know what? We also got to talk about Friday night because Friday night here at the River is a big night. It's Harness the Hope night. We've got our giant pink patio party going on. If you want to, have food included and ringside seats for the racing action, as well as a free program, you can purchase tickets for that side of it, or just come out to the event for free, fun for the whole family, and all for a great cause in support of those affected by breast cancer. Harness the Hope. Always a fantastic night and all kinds of great prizes and stuff to be won along with your the donations that you make. So really recommend coming out to Grand River Raceway on Friday night if you're able to. Always a great night, no matter what. So tonight, though, 10 dashes on the card. Now, Wednesday nights, we usually get a little more play because we don't, have as much competition going on. No Mohawk Park going. And tonight, maybe even more so because Northfield Park, south of the border, is canceled. So expecting the pools to be pretty big throughout the evening here at Grand River. And again, I do think it's a card that's well balanced and some opportunities to definitely make some money. And that always starts off in race number 1 with that early pick 5's got that guaranteed pool of $5,000, low takeout, 15%. Gary and I will come back, give you what we like for those sequences at about 8 minutes to post. under overcast skies here in Elora, Ontario at Grand River Raceway. But we've got a real nice 10-pack of racing action for you. Always kicking off with that early pick 5, starting in race number 1. This is where we like to talk about what we like in that sequence. Myself, Gary, and Conley always map out our suggested tickets for you. Feel free to add or subtract as you see fit, and obviously tailor it to whatever your bankroll is. But for yours truly tonight, I'm spending a little more than I like to dish out in these multi-leg wagers, but I do like the card. I'm fond of some spots in it, and also pretty confident in the horses that we're singling. So for yours truly, in the early pick 5, again guaranteed pool $5,000, low takeout 15%. I'm going to start off with a single right away. The 1, Goober Smack in race number 1. This horse last time tried Gold Company, got bet down to 9-2, ended up finishing 6th, but before that, back-to-back wins in this class since the addition of Trotting Hopples. Did both of those pretty easily. Did get a few reminders last time in 56-2. But I think tonight, again, getting back against this company, should be able to go and do good things. The pole position, I guess, was the only concern, but he won from that spot August the 7th. You get Bruce Richardson aboard this time around, and I just think that Goober Smack is one you don't really want to look past in the opening race. So singled him for me. Then we go 3, 4, 5 in race number 2. Like Century Gigolo in there, Happy Nays, Baron's Weapon, but it looks like competitive 6-horse field. Didn't want to, go further than 3 of them, but I think any one of those ones can certainly come out on top. Race number 3, 2-year-old maiden trotters, 1, 2, 3, and 9. The 3, Deborah's the one I have on top. Like the way she finished last time. The other 2 on the inside of that one, Good Golly Hanover raced in a gold in his lifetime debut. So you got to think that he's probably one that's going to love getting here now to the main ranks at the River. And the Time Machine, the 2, when it's racing in the grassroots, took support last time down to favoritism. So another one that maybe can do better things here at the River. And the 9, Enswell Station, bet down to heavy favoritism last time here in Elora. Never improved from 4th, but maybe second start out, we might see a little more from that one. Race 4, the 2, 5, and 7. It's kind of, the morning line for me in there, I'm kind of going outside of that. I think we'll likely see some different odds come post time, but I like Aladdin Dulac, the 7 in there. Last time I thought raced really well, got away well, got shuffled back, closed well. I like that one's chances even from post 7. Also going to use the 5 Keystone Doral and the 2 DM Snake Plissken. And then the finale, the money leg, race number 5. The 2 Showed Holiday. I think you have to have on your ticket, but she trots a lot. Gets reunited with Scott Young. I thought raced well last time, but she was electric last time he was aboard. So 2, 3 in there and give the edge to the 3. She trots a lot. $14.40, more than I like to spend. But we'll see what Gary's got for you. Maybe he's got a more economical ticket.
I spent my normal $9.60. I'm locked into that price. But look, I have a different construction where you went alone with Goober Smack. And look, Goober Smack is the one to beat in there. I wanted to take 3 others just because, I knew Goober Smack's going to be heavily played in that pick 5. And maybe I could get down one at a price and start off already rolling, but it's going to be tough asking. But I have Radical Legacy as well as All-Star Goldie and Stony Burke. In the second race where you took 3, that's where I singled Baron's Weapon. I'm singling up on Baron's Weapon. Yeah, Century Gigolo and Happy Nays are solid. In fact, you have Century Gigolo as your top pick and Happy Nays is your second, and yet I go to Baron's Weapon. In race number 3, I only took the inside 3. I left off Enswell Station. That might be where my ticket ends, but $90,000 yearling purchase that it didn't look all that impressive in the first mile, but could be a lot better. That could be a problem. In race number 4, I have the 5 and the 3. I love to put the order that I actually like them. So I don't have your 7 Aladdin Dulac, and I have Keystone Doral as the one to beat in there, and DA Magic Mike. And in the 5th race, we see it the same way. She Trots a Lot and Showed Holiday. I think those 2 are better than the rest of the field, and I do like the edge to She Trots a Lot. That's my ticket, $9.60, not as much money, and be interesting to see in the first race if we could knock out a favorite and keep alive.
Yeah, no, listen, there's some definite things that could go against Goober Smack, right? That pole position, and one that has been prone to breaks in the past. So not a bad idea to maybe try to get a price down. And again, it's going to pay exponentially more. You get him beat in the opening leg, it's going to pay exponentially more. 6 combinations where Gary and I can both be winners tonight. Look at Conley's ticket. He's going to go 3 deep here in the opening leg. So he does have Goober Smack, my single. He's also using the 6, Stony Burke, and the 9, Radical Legacy. Race number 2, he's singled up on the 4, Baron's Weapon. I understand that. A lot of success here for that horse in the past, and one that's always kind of in the mix for Team Cullen. Race 3, the 1, 2, 3, 7, 9. So kind of the same direction I went in. Spread out in that 2-year-old trotting event, and has 4 of the in his 5, he's got the 4 I'm using. And I actually considered using Royal Moon. Had the horse on top in the Horse Players Journal on one of her 2 lifetime starts so far. And then 3, 5, and 6 in race number 4. So we see things not very similar there either. He's got 3. I've got 3. We only share 1 horse amongst those. And then he goes to 2, 7 in the final leg. Showed Holiday on the ticket. No, she trots a lot, though, who I'm quite fond of. He's got Archangels Gliding, number 7 instead. $18 for Conley. And again, he is going to be banking on Baron's Weapon in race number 2 along with Gary. Be a couple minutes to map out your winning wagers for this early pick 5. Again, guaranteed pool $5,000, low takeout 15%. We'll be back in just a few moments after the post break. Take a closer look at the opening dash.
Field 4, race 1 on parade 1. Goober Smack versus Richardson for Suzanne Kerwood and S&R Racing. Number 2 is Vimy Ridge Venti, Phil Houdon for Steve Lauren and Paul Mazzetti. And number 3 is Handsome Hank, Jay Harris for Caitlin Graham. Number 4, Poof, Tom Smith for Jane Walker. 5 is Fantastic MVP, Travis Henry for Jack Moisev at High Stakes Incorporated and the Mo and Joe Stable and Sunset Racing. Number 6 is Stony Burke, J.P. Renault for Julie Walker and Nancy Holmes and Yvonne Parmentier. Number 7, All-Star Goldie Daryl Thiessen for Steve Watson and All-Star Farms. And number 8, J. Richard Nice, Brett McDonald for Ron McDonald and Hartel Maintenance and Lorimer McClure. And number 9, Radical Legacy, Travis Cullen for Greg McNair, Ross and Brent Holmes. Field of 9, no Travis Henry, drives 5, fantastic MVP. Let's get a look at this field. And right away, we'll start with both of our top pick, Goober Smack. And look, 7 to 5 on the board, Bruce Richardson. Lots to love about Goober Smack. And although you were a little later to come to the party, you weren't on board July the 31st, but since then you've been aboard.
Yeah, no, I've jumped aboard since that. I mean, that was just really kind of just trying him because I was wondering if maybe, the addition of trotting hobbles wasn't going to help him stay flat, but it certainly did. Back-to-back wins, and I've been on the bandwagon since then. He even, gave him I put him on top, I think, in that gold event on August 14th. That didn't work out, but I do think getting back to this level is obviously going to be much to his liking. Pole position I don't like, but he did win from that spot August the 7th, and no concern at all that you get Bruce Richardson aboard tonight. I think that we're going to see this one likely try to get away well off the gate, and if he doesn't get away with the lead, he'll be making that move like he's been doing recently, kind of in the middle stages. 8 to 5 is a much bigger price than I actually was expecting. I think it's going to come down come post time.
Absolutely. And by the way, July the 31st, you were on PL Canela, and that made more sense because Goober Smack came out at 2 to 5, even though we had some question marks. So still was probably the right play to go against. Number 9, Radical Legacy. Trailer Post makes this one a little uncertain, but Goober Smack gets off the gate, I think, okay, if Bruce gets this one steadied. Radical Legacy could be a trip horse.
Yeah, I like her in here because you know what? If you like Goober Smack, you do have to like Radical Legacy a bit because she hasn't done much wrong this year. 3 for 12, 7 on the board finishes. Yes, she's got a miscue 2 back in the Dream of Glory in early August, and she's missed a bit of time between starts. But the one stat for this one that's interesting is that Travis Cullen is a perfect 5 for 5 on this filly and has had 2 wins here at the River. This season, he also won the Prospect Series final with her over this surface last year as well. So I think Radical Legacy is kind of one that you've got to consider in here if you like Goober Smack. I don't know if Goober Smack brings his A game, if she can really go with him, but I think she can definitely get a big piece of it. And again, if she can just navigate her away from that trailing post into a decent spot, then I think she lands somewhere in the exotics.
All-Star Goldie is interesting to me because missed a bunch of time before that last start and yet came out here and won. And that was in this class. Now comes back on a better rotation. It's post 7, but boy, you don't want to dismiss All-Star Goldie.
No, you can't. I mean, she's high percentage winner too, right? 6 for 21 this season. All kinds of on the board finishes, 14 on the board finishes, so she hits the board in 66% of her tries. Last year, she was kind of high percentage all around as well, and then she comes right off the bench and she beats no one last time, getting up by a head over that rival. And I thought did so in fine fashion. She blasted off the wings of the gate, and then she came up for more again in the stretch. They came home a little slow, obviously 30-3, but she hadn't raced in a long time. She's really only supposed to be better tonight. And I thought she might take action because of that. She's 10 to 1 right now. You can convince me she's the value on the board. Again, I'm all in on Google Track, but also Gold, yeah, I think there's a little more respect than that.
And then Stony Burke is one that, well, hard to decide what to do. Made a break in the grassroots last time out, but also you see the start before that was a pretty solid mile.
Yeah, the start before that actually was kind of moving pretty well. In the late stages, he finished 4th. Cannon Baker was the winner. I thought Stony Burke raced pretty well, though, to round out the Superfecta at 51 to 1 on that occasion. That victory, July the 19th, I mean, everyone kind of knew this horse was going to win except me, because I didn't have anywhere in the Horse Players Journal and ended up winning at 6 to 5 odds. Came up the inside to score on that occasion. And, I mean, the break, though, last time, to me, flat line's top priority tonight, right? And I just don't know if he's going to get into the race or be into the race soon enough to kind of give himself a chance to win. So 5 to 1 to me, too short in my opinion on Stony Burke, but a horse that if he brings his A game, he can be right there at the wire.
And a quick thought on J. Richard Nice because he's a really nice one. Made a break last race though.
We talk about taking back value, one of my favorite things to do. Now, I'm not on Ray Richard Nice tonight. I'm very fond of the horse. Well, he was bet down to 35 cents to the dollar last time, made that miscue. I thought raced well, all things considered, the way everything went after that. I mean, you're getting 5 to 1 tonight. It's only because Goober Smack's in here and because of post 8. So if you're a fan of that like I am, it's almost, one of those things where you almost have to bet him if you played him last time.
It's a field of 9 for race number 1. It's Goober Smack, Vimy Ridge Venti, Handsome Hank on the inside, Poof and Fantastic MVP in the center. On the outside, Stony Burke, All-Star Goldie, J. Richard Nice, second tier. Radical Legacy. And the field for race number 1 into the backstretch. They're gathering speed, approaching the start. And the field is at the start of the rough end. Handsome Hank will leave well with Fantastic MVP. And All-Star Goldie blasting from the outside. Then it is back to Goober Smack, J. Richard Nice, and Vimy Ridge Venti as the field works on around the turn. And then further back now, Radical Legacy. Then Poof and Stony Burke is trailing the field. All-Star Goldie at 7-1's got the lead. Fantastic MVP is second. Handsome Hank at 45-1 third. Then the 1-2 Goober Smack is fourth right now. And about 5 or 6 off the lead. J. Richard Nice is in behind Goober Smack as they race the way off the turn and come on towards us. Then it is back further to Radical Legacy and Vimy Ridge Venti, and way back are the pair of Poof and Stony Burke, and they head up towards the half of a 27-3 opening quarter. All-Star Goldie and Daryl Thiessen has the lead. Fantastic MVP is right there in a fantastic spot in the pocket. Handsome Hank is racing third. Goober Smack fourth, and right now about 5.5 lengths from the front. Now there goes Radical Legacy popping to the outside, and we'll get the cover of Goober Smack, who took out from fourth, and on the inside sixth is J. Richard Nice. Then it is back to Poof and Stony Burke, and they race their way on toward three quarters. All-Star Goldie leads Fantastic MVP. Goober Smack is making steady progress now, and Goober Smack has come on to share second and now takes second alone in pursuit of All-Star Goldie. Half of 57 3/4 is put up by All-Star Goldie as they race in that final turn in 126 3. All-Star Goldie, Goober Smack still has to work and is a length and a quarter back. Fantastic MVP is third, then Handsome Hank and Radical Legacy and J. Richard Nice, and they turn for home. All-Star Goldie, Goober Smack, All-Star Goldie is still game. All-Star Goldie and Goober Smack. Goober Smack on the outside now has come on by. Goober Smack is going to win. All-Star Goldie, Fantastic MVP, and then 3 across the track for fourth. It might have been Stony Burke, 156-1. Goober Smack relaxed early in the going, but was game in the stretch drive, Robert.
Yeah, certainly was. And the thing is, Gary, is when he came into the hole, he kind of put a couple of steps in, a couple of stutter steps in. And again, as long as he was in striking range at the head of the stretch, within a length of the leader, I didn't have any doubt that he was going to go by for the victory, because I mean he's just shown that he's obviously the class of this group. He's already won twice at this level over this surface, and while maybe he wasn't competitive at the gold ranks, I think he's still a very fine 3-year-old Ontario sired colt that we could see do good things this year, if not that level, maybe in one of the other tiers like the grassroots. But you can see here just trotting away from them under very mild urging, and All-Star Goldie, and one that we said every right to kind of take a big step forward, even off that last winning effort. Obviously in tougher tonight, but she wasted no time getting to the lead, and she was a strong second.
And absolutely, at least made Goober Smack have to earn it. And Goober Smack, as we see, did earn it. And Bruce was gentle with this one in the early going. We talk about the trotters from post position 1. Just got away fourth and said, I'll do my racing later.
Yeah, he does a fine job with trotters, and that's the thing, right? Like he didn't hurry him off the gate, which is a good thing for a horse that has made breaks this season. Not since he's put those trotting hopples on, but he did before that. Just settled them away, and then he just very patient too, in the way he came out, put a step into two, and then he just waited until he ranged up on the pace setter. So loved what he did there. Strong effort. I mean, Stony Burke. Kind of what I thought would happen to that one. Ended up in a different time zone early, but was coming on strong late. So we'll put that one on the watch list for next time.
And Handsome Hank and Stony Burke were close for fourth, but Handsome Hank gets the edge there, so at a price to help the 3 that we thought belong on the ticket.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where we get a 1-2 shot winning it. It's no fun when you see all the favorites underneath. So at least you get a little bit of value in the bottom end of that superfecta with the Handsome Hank, a horse that kind of is always in the mix, right? He gets a lot of checks. He lands in the bottom end of the exotics sometimes, and one you can always use.
Back in front of us, the winner of race number 1. It's one Goober Smack, a 3-year-old Flanagan Memory Bay colt owned by SNR Racing, trained by Susie Kerwood. Bruce Richardson, the winning driver. It's the 3rd win this year and the 6th win lifetime for Goober Smack, 156-1. The first race payouts: 1 Cooper Smack, 310, 250, 230. 7 All-Star Goldie, 550, 330. 5 Fantastic MVP, 430. $2 exactor, $12. Dollar try, 23.30. Dollar super, 224.85. First race, order of finish from the top. 184-935-267. That's 184-935-267 on the bottom.
Race one of the books, Goober Smack, too good for them in the opening dash, getting $3.10 on the win ticket. No surprise. Odds on favorites. Goober Smack kicks off the card. Many likely still alive in the early pick five, including myself, Conley, and Gary. But still want to jump in on the early pick four, starting right here in race number two. Guaranteed pool $2,500, low takeout 15%. And there's my ticket. That's an ugly ticket. I'll be honest with you. I don't like not having a single. I don't stray too much from the pick four from my pick five, but I like singling somewhere. Didn't do it in this sequence because my single was in the first leg of the pick five, the one Goober Smack. But here we go, 3, 4, 5 here in race number two. Happy Nays, Baron's Weapon, Sentry Gigolo here. I like Sentry Gigolo on top. Hoping he provides a little bit of value on a win ticket. 1, 2, 3, and 9 in race number 3. Give the edge to Deborah, but I do think that's a tough 2-year-old maiden trotting event. Race 4, the 2, 5, and 7. And that one, I went to Aladdin Delac even from post 7, just thinking that we might see this one not want to get relegated to third this time. Might want to try to go a little closer to the lead or worse, the 2-hole, and maybe replicate that victory from July the 17th. And then 2, 3 in the final leg, race number 5. Again, same as I pick 5, Showed Holiday, and She Trots a Lot. The edge that She Trots a Lot, the 3, $14.40 is the cost of my pick 4, the exact same cost. The pick 5 because I singled Goober Smack in the opening leg. We'll get Conley's ticket. Conley was starting off with the key here of the 4, Baron's Weapon. And then he spreads out. So he goes 5 deep in that 2-year-old maiden trotting event. I went 4 deep. He goes 5 deep. I mean, that's something that you typically want to do, is have coverage in races like that where, a little unpredictable and a lot of unknown quantities. So 1, 2, 3, 7, 9 for Conley in race 3, 3, 5, and 6 in race number 4. So we share Keystone Doral, but we don't have anyone else similar. He's got the 3 DA Magic Mike. And the 6 easily the best. I went to the 2 and the 7 with that 5 horse. And then he goes the 2 and 7 in the money leg. So Showed Holiday on the ticket. No, She Trots a Lot, who I like a lot tonight. He adds the 7 Archangels Gliding, who was good last time to be second to Belvedere Franklin. Might be tougher sledding, though, from post 7. $6 is the cost his ticket, a more economical approach for the early pick 4, starting right here in race number 2. Again, guaranteed pool $2,500, low takeout 15%. We'll be back in a moment or two to take a closer look at race number 2.
Field for the second on parade. One, Better on Ice. Travis Henry for Dale Fritz and Edward Aitchison and Michael Sawyer. Number 2 is Malvolio. Daryl Thiessen for Michelle Bowen. 3 is Happy Nays. Jay Harris for Derek Anderson and Russ Gorley. 4 is Baron's Weapon. Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen and A1 stable. 5 is Century Gigolo. Austin Torrey for Ashley Lenvoy and Gino Toscani. And number 6, Dance Machine. Sammy Filia for Tom Riley and Amanda Riley. Field of 6, race number 2. Let's get a look at this field and Century Gigolo. Rob, one that's a little bit off form and been facing some really tough company, now drops in here. How do you think Century Gigolo will turn things around?
I think that he's just got a big chance against this group, Gary. You said it right. That's much tougher competition. I mean, he's racing in the highest claiming handicap class at Mohawk Park, doing battle with those ones in each of his last 3. He only picked up 1 minor award across those 3 efforts. Went off at long odds in each of them, but was a winner here at Grand River and non-winners of 2200 last 3. Back in the middle or early in July, anyways. And I just love this spot for him because now you go from that open claiming handicap company to now a condition claimer for a much lesser price tag as well. He's one that's kind of quick off the gate, and I think that's likely going to be the game plan tonight. So 5-2 on the board right now. Second choice in the betting. I think Baron's Weapon goes off as the favorite, and this is the one that might be able to beat him.
Yeah, the one thing that scared me though, I was thinking about this, and that 3 on the board, 3 top 3 finishes and 17 starts in the year, just a little thin there, but we'll see. 5-2. I would have liked a little more if I was going to go in that direction, but I like your play. You know, one that I thought for sure you were going with at even more of a price. I thought you were going to go with Happy Nays.
Yeah, I should probably stay loyal to Happy Nays. I probably should have done that because he was pretty good to me last time, and the effort was fantastic, right? I mean, he was sitting third over, and then just moved 3 wide and stepped past his rivals and one going away in 54 flat as the 9-5 favorite. In against similar company, really. And the start before that, he recovered nicely from a break and stride to be second at Georgian Downs. And we've seen this horse do good things, on the B tracks and even at some of those efforts at Mohawk Park. I mean, he was really unlucky in those efforts at Mohawk Park where you see a 5th and a 7th and even that 3rd place finish. So he's value right now. If you were to say I had to bet a horse to win right now at current odds, it would be Happy Nays because 5-1 to me, that's not enough respect for a horse that comes into this off a nice victory and should be feeling good about himself.
No, Rob, I'll admit, I'm playing careful here in this race because I got a win streak going. And so I went to the careful play. Baron's Weapon, Travis Cullen, Jody Cullen. You know they're not likely to let you down in terms of the horse being ready to race.
No, you're exactly right. Baron's Weapon is a horse too that obviously is won 7 of 23 this season, hits the board in 18 of those efforts, and races for rock solid connections. Right, the team Cullen always comes to play here at the river and everywhere they send their horses out. And Baron's Weapon is one that's been versatile. He's one that can kind of get to the lead early, or he can race from off the pace. He's kind of done it all in recent efforts, and he just added Lasix near the end of July. This is going to be his now 6th start on the Lasix program. I thought he'd get overbet here. I think 7-5 is probably in that territory. I think he's got a big chance to win. Not going to be surprised if he does win. I think there's value elsewhere.
You know what so my second choice is Better on Ice. I was tempted to take Better on Ice on top. Look, the last 2 starts here, post 7 blasted to the front, and they got beat by Happy Nays for second, Smart Thinking for second. I thought maybe if Better on Ice can just get away from post 1, getting the front more easily just might make the difference at the end.
Yeah, it's logical thinking, right? I mean, I agree with that. I mean, Better on Ice for me. I put him 4th just because I think number 1, Baron's Weapon is the one to beat. We know that. I mean, he's heavy favorite right now. Century Gigolo is one that I've always been fond of and think he's going to like this class. Happy Nays, really good last time. Better on Ice, sliding down to that pole position. If he fires out of there and gets an easier go of it, then obviously he might be able to be closer at the wire, and closer to the wire means he's a winner. So 5-1 on him, not a bad price at all.
And Travis Henry won a bunch of races last night at Georgian Downs and comes in. He's kind of sneakily put together quite a year with a 315 driving average. So I'm also was thinking about that, the 5-1. But it's Barron's Weapon, the 4-5 favorite in this field of 6, a good field. Better and Ice and Malvolio. In the center, Happy Days, Barron's Weapon to the outside, Century, Gigolo, and Dance Machine. It's a field of 6 for this second race. Field for the second race. In position. There at the start of the rough, and Better on Ice blasts from the inside. Century Gigolo, Barron's Weapon, Malvolio, Happy Days, and Dance Machine. Better on Ice has got the lead. Barron's Weapon, even money on the board, is able to tuck into the pocket. Malvolio is third. Century Gigolo is racing fourth, and now is being taken back to get over to the cones, and then it is Happy Days and Dance Machine. But Better on Ice gets the lead early and leads them past that opening quarter, 27-4, and Barron's Weapon rides the pocket. Then third in line is Malvolio. Century Gigolo is going to pop quickly now and come first over. Then it is Happy Days and Dance Machine. Century Gigolo up to pressure Better on Ice, and Barron's Weapon is enjoying the view in the pocket, watching the front two battle, and they work their way up towards the half. Malvolio was fourth, and then racing on the outside, Happy Days and Dance Machine. It is Better on Ice. Century Gigolo on the outside applying some pressure. Barron's Weapon on the inside is racing third. Happy Days on the outside. And then it is back to Malvolio and Dance Machine. Better on Ice, though, is better right now and leads it by ahead over Century Gigolo, who's applying serious pressure to Better on Ice. Barron's Weapon is getting a good trip right in the back of Better on Ice, who still looks sharp. Then it is Happy Days racing fourth, Malvolio, and Dance Machine off a half of 57 1/3, 125, and Better on Ice. Barron's Weapon, Century Gigolo might have flattened out, and Barron's Weapon is looking for some racing room and appears to have a lot of horse as they turn from Better on Ice. Barron's Weapon, Century Gigolo, and Happy Days and Dance Machine on down the stretch. Wherever they come, Better on Ice, here comes Barron's Weapon up the inside. Better on Ice is trying to hold on. Barron's Weapon, the weapon fires up the inside to win. Better on Ice, and then Century Gigolo and Dance Machine, 153-3. Barron's Weapon, well, it couldn't have played out nicer for Travis Cullen, Rob.
Absolutely, the race kind of was perfect for Barron's Weapon and Travis Cullen. Another victory for that one, and those connections. You get a 2-hole trip and all kinds of action happening around that one. And then, of course, comes with the passing lane. And it was kind of a foregone conclusion when they hit the top of the stretch. This horse is going by, whether it be inside or outside. Didn't matter. You could see he was absolutely loaded. And he's a horse has a nose for the wire. Better on Ice did good things again on the engine, right? He took a lot of heat from Century Gigolo, who was first over a long way. But there was basically he was a sitting duck for Barron's Weapon in the stretch, right? The horse just goes to the passing lane and kind of got past him with ease.
My only concern sometimes when horses that alive waiting to the top of the stretch, do they get kind of choked off trying to get forward? But no, that he still had lots left.
Yeah, he had lots, and you know what? He really wasn't under much urging. He just kind of point and shoot for Travis, right? He just literally just kind of moved him over to the clear path, and Barron's Weapon did the rest. You can see the body language here totally different between the two Travises to the wire here. And you know what? Century Gigolo didn't look all that sporty at the start of the race. I'll be honest. I thought he'd be able to maybe clear them. He ended up having to take down and get into a hole, but then he went on the attack at the first over position. It looked a lot better. I was getting a little bit excited, thinking he might be able to forge past the pace setter. Wasn't able to do so, but he was a pretty game third still. I thought he raced pretty well, all things considered.
I was actually enjoying watching him force Better on Ice go a little bit more.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, we got to see a horse race, right? I mean, there was no slow panels. They kind of raced throughout. The favorite prevails, but it was a pretty good horse race. And again, one that I thought was kind of a little more competitive. It looks on paper, but in the end, Barron's Weapon just too good for them.
Yeah, and Century Gigolo also, even just leaving the gate, had a few little head nods in there and didn't look smooth right away.
No, he didn't. Like I said, he didn't look too sporty at the start of the mile. Looked a lot better, as he kind of went on throughout his journey. And I thought, again, he raced really well to be third in there. And Happy Days, this was just a little too tough for him today, but I think we'll see good things from him next time.
Well, Conley and I singled up on Barron's Weapon and got away with it with a 4-1-5-6 top four. It is Barron's Weapon, a 3-year-old Barron Hanover Bay gelding. By A1 Stable, Jody Collins, the trainer, Travis Cullen, winning driver. 8th win for Barron's Weapon. 153-3. Second race payouts for Barron's Weapon, $4 270 210. One Veteran Ice, $3 and 210, and 5 Century Gigolo 220. $2 exact rate, $90 try, $11.90 super, $27.35. Double of 1 and 4, $6.50. Second race order of finish at the top. 265 134. That's 265 134 on the bottom. Field for the third on parade one is Good Golly Hanover. Paul McDonnell for Mike Healing and Dreamville Stables. And Janet Belacosia and Dale McNeil. And Harbor Racing. Number 2, The Time Machine. Travis Culliver, Clark, Bealby, and Coyote Wind Farms. And 3 is Deborah, Scott Young for Bill McClure and Ryan McClure. Four is scratched. 5 is Volstead Muzak. It is Mariaba Edishoff for Francis Guillemette and Jean Hilaire and Eric Beausejour. Number 6 is scratched. And number 7 is Royal Moon. Travis Henry for Sean Stacy and Shelley McMillan and Dave McDonald. 8 is Muscle Spasm. Mark Etzel drives and trains and partners with Peter Porter and Grant Turner. And 9 is Enswell Station. Sammy Filia for Robert Young and Glengate Farms. And, well, it's a field of 7, race number 3. Let's get a look at this field, and right away we're going to start with 3 Deborah. Has been taking all kinds of money in the early action. Has climbed from 1 to 5, now up to 4 to 5. But Deborah, well, you saw the qualifier and that 1 start at Mohawk. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, for me, I mean, first of all, looks fantastic on the track right now for Scott Young, and odds on throughout the betting so far. But that last start, the only start at Mohawk Park, was what kind of caught my eye. Got away 8th off the gate, was a long way out of it, was making up a lot of ground in the stretch and kind of weaving in and out through traffic doing so. The back half is obviously legit, 57-2, mile time 57-1 at 60-1. Now you got to swallow a much a smaller price, so here at the river, even money right now. Might float up a little bit come post time. She looks fantastic on the track right now. Really caught my eye in that effort, Gary. But at the end of the day, this is 2-year-old maiden trotters, right? So I don't think anyone's a slam dunk, but she was the one I had to go to on top.
Well, and number 2, The Time Machine, is one that I looked closely at because a couple of grassroots starts, and last race in that grassroots was pretty competitive early before dropping out of it.
Yep, absolutely. In the early stages in it, moved to the outside, and that's where kind of things fell apart. Came home in 32-2, which was the opposite of what he did in his lifetime debut. He came home in 28-2 and was kind of slower at the start of that mile. So he's just got to put it all together tonight. Obviously, going to do so against a softer group. I mean, back-to-back tries in the grassroots took support in both those. You'd have to think that they've obviously got bigger things planned for the Time Machine than even this spot tonight. $55,000 yearling purchase, and I think that one you've got to give consideration to really turn it around in this spot. 8-1 on the board, not a bad price at all.
Number 1, Good Golly Hanover, my top pick, is now dropped down to 5-2. July the 9th, raced in a gold and blasted off the gate. And, well, your thoughts on that one? Paul McDonnell drove that start as well as that start August the 15th.
Yeah, Hall of Famer Paul McDonnell was aboard in all of his starts so far, and then here at the river tonight. The gold event, I mean, you're right. Blast off to the wings of the gate from post 8, got down to the early lead, ended up getting relegated to the 2-hole, but then faded back to 8th. But, I mean, still showed decent movement in the OSS gold ranks in a race won by Galen Urso. Last time out, overland for part of the trip, but got beat by a pretty wide margin. I think we'll obviously like the company he keeps better here tonight at the river. 2-1 might be a bit of an overbet for me. I would kind of struggle at that number because I would say that Deborah and 57-1 kind of coming home on the end of it with all kinds of trot at even money is probably better value than that at 2-1. Now up to 5-2. It's a better price now in Good Golly Hanover.
The one thing I noted, though, is off about 5 to 6 weeks between those starts and now come back off of August 15th. So a better rotation for Good Golly Hanover. I'm expecting a little bit more. My top pick here, 9 Enswell Station, $90,000 yearling sale. And, well, Sammy Filia for Robert Young. Scott Young opted off this one to drive the one that you took, Deborah, your top pick.
which I think you also have to kind of, look at as a pretty big factor in here, right? Because Enswell Station was bet down to heavy favoritism in her lifetime debut, for his dad, Bob Young, and he books off to drive Deborah here. Enswell Station got away fourth off the gate, was never really able to get into the race, was at a pace disadvantage throughout, but now the trailing post, right? So, I mean, for a horse that's, obviously still needing to get some education out there, trailing posts, well, there might be another dose of that for her tonight. I just don't know how she gets into the race, but I think she can definitely land somewhere in the exotics. 6-1 to me, a little too short on a win ticket, but I think you got to have her in the try in the super.
The horse that interests me here that I'm a little afraid of is Volstead Muzak. I see the X's on the dance card, but I also see some big bursts of speed.
Yeah, and solid trotting connections too, right? So 8-1 is kind of taking support throughout the betting as well. Interesting to see what this one does off the gate. I mean, if we see him go forward off the switch, then definitely could be a player in here.
Well, it is a field of 7 for race number 3. We got maiden trotters moving in. Good golly, Hanover. Time Machine, the Time Machine. In the center, Deborah, Volstead Muzak. And to the outside, Royal Moon and Muscle Spasm. And the second tier, Enswell Station. It's a field of 7 for the third. Maiden trotters moving in, taking up their positions. And the field for race number 3, the Time Machine has broken stride. And leaving out quickly, Volstead Muzak. And now we have the starter's recall as, I didn't notice the lights were on, which, starter's recall. Fans, that starter's recall, horses lined up in incorrect position. So they will be moving around towards the start as the start of the third dash is upcoming right now. The third race on a Wednesday night at Grand River Raceway. Take 2. And the field for the third, and the Time Machine has gone off stride. And they're at the start, and they're off, and Volstead Muzak and Royal Moon, and on the outside, Muscle Spasm. Good golly, Hanover is in the front 4. Deborah's racing 5th at Enswell Station is 6th. And now it is Muscle Spasm and Mark Etzel who takes the lead. Volstead Muzak is 2nd, but Muscle Spasm at 45-1 with the lead. Volstead Muzak is 2nd. Good golly, Hanover is racing on the inside 3rd. Then it is back to Royal Moon and Deborah, and then Enswell Station. They race off the turn. Muscle Spasm and Mark Etzel has the lead. Volstead Muzak 2nd. Good golly, Hanover quickly pops to the outside. It will give cover to Deborah, who's following 2nd over as they work their way on towards us and up towards the half. And then it is Royal Moon and Enswell Station is 6th. But now it is Good golly, Hanover, who's looking to come on and try to grab the lead from Muscle Spasm. Muscle Spasm, Good golly, Hanover is driving on the outside and is going to come on and clear to the front. on. Now that leaves Deborah on the outside on the attack. 1 minute, 1/5 the halftime of a 29-3 opening quarter. Good golly, Hanover and Deborah. And then Muscle Spasm, Volstead Musa, Enswell Station, and Royal Moon. And Deborah is getting closer. And Deborah and Scott Young, with no urging, is able to come right up alongside Good Golly Hanover and take the lead. It is Deborah. Good golly, Hanover couldn't hold off Deborah. 3-5 on the board, and Deborah is now leading by about a length and 3/4, and now 2. And then racing second, Good golly Hanover, Muscle Spasm, Volstead Music, and Deborah. Good golly Hanover as they turn for home. And Deborah still not requiring any urging as the field turns on down the lane. And it is Deborah. Good golly Hanover at the come on to the finish. And on the outside, it is Muscle Spasm closing hard. Deborah, Muscle Spasm. Deborah. Scott Young gets busy a bit at the end. Holds on. Muscle Spasm. Good golly Hanover. And Royal Moon 1:59-3. And it is Deborah, the favorite, that gets the job done. A little work to do because flying was Muscle Spasm.
Yeah, Muscle Spasm was coming late, and you know what? As soon as that one got activated off the switch, I said, "Uh-oh, this is a first-time starter for Mark Etzel, right? A trotter, $40,000 yearling purchase, and has some siblings that have made some money as well." As soon as that one touched down the lead, I said, "Oh wow, this could be trouble. Really blow up the pools and all the multis and vertically as well." But we then saw two horses come around. Obviously, Good Golly Hanover and Deborah, but then Muscle Spasm fought back right to the wire again. I mean, this horse is definitely one to watch for next time. But Deborah holds on. The favorite prevails, Gary, at 3-5. But really boosting up these exotics. Mark Etzel with Muscle Spasm is second at a bombs away price.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Just Scott Young was pretty comfortable, but then realized, ooh, I still got a little work left to do. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on Muscle Spasm. I had a little bit of excitement with Good Golly Hanover, but with the ease that Scott Young was sitting in the bike and the way he was coming, I realized, no, Good Golly Hanover's not holding off Deborah.
No, it wasn't going to happen. I mean, you could just see that Deborah was pretty professional too, right? I mean, that first start obviously got a good education, got away 8th off the gate, was kind of weaving through traffic in the stretch. And when a young trotter does that first start and is pretty sure-footed, you can probably ask her to do a little more second time out, and did so here at the River. Got around this track very nicely, and was a good winner in the end. I mean, held off a late charge there. And again, will likely be better for this. Right now, she's got a win under her belt, and we'll see where she ends up next. But yeah, Muscle Spasm goes right to the watch list.
And we do add a couple of horses at prices, but well sent out of Mark Etzel's barn and Sean Stacy's barn from outside post that help it pay, but probably we needed to take at least a look.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with that. You got a couple of real good barns with youngsters that hit the super at big odds. And you know what? With 3-5 shop on top, you need those prices to create some value. Well, if you have this ticket, you sure did, because this is going to pay well.
It's a 3817. Back in front of us is number 3, Deborah, 2-year-old Muscle Mass Bay filly, owned by Bill and Ryan McClure. Bill McClure, the trainer. Scott Young had the answer in the third with Deborah. Victorious 1:59-3. Third race, pound 3, Deborah, 330, 250, 240. 8, Muscle Spasm, 1820, 561. Good golly, Hanover, 270. $2 exactor, 126.60. Dollar try, 211.55. Dollar super, 799.15. Third race, order of finish in the top. 371, scratch 5, scratch 426. That's 371, scratch 5, scratch 426.
Winback Farm of Canada is home to 9 exceptional stallions, including Beach Glass, the last great son of legendary sire of sires, Some Beach Somewhere. Also new in 2024, Lawless Shadow, an O'Brien Award winner for 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings. Double millionaire betting line, sire of 5 winners of over $400,000. Mick Wicked, the richest pacing stallion in harness racing history, and Hall of Fame inductee. Trixton, sire of 6 who have earned over $500,000, including O'Brien Award winner Evident Beauty. Also standing Archangel, Better Than Cheddar, Better's Delight, and My MVP. For more information, winbackfarm.com.
Field for the fourth on parade. One perfect smiley. Next door for Peter Christie. Number 2, DM Snake Plissken. It is Brett McDonald driving for Don Lindsay and Derek Watson. Number 3, DA Magic Mike, Daryl Thiessen for Gary Murner and Alan Guthrie and Douglas Dunbar. 4 is Wizard of Bots, Travis Cullen for Kevin Bots. 5 is Keystone Doral, Jason Ryan for Gerard Demarais and Sylvain Caron. And Gerard shares in ownership. Number 6, easily the best, Travis Henry for Matt Dupuis and Rick Heeman. Number 7, Aladdin Dulac, Semi Filia for Alexandre Laroche and Jean Laroche. And number 8, Usual Suspect, Jay Harris for Herb Holland and Carolyn McIsaac. Field of 8 for race number 4. Let's get a look at this field. And so far, Rob, it's been a bit of a chalky evening, but we're both going against the chalk here. Aladdin Dulac, your top one that, wasn't lacking at the finish last time out here.
No, not at all. I thought raced really well, Gary. I honestly, getting back here to the river last time out, left out well. Had to settle for the 3-hole, got shuffled back, was coming forward again the late stages up the inside, which we know has been tough to do. And kind of reminiscent for me of that victory July 17th, but he got pushed back further with a lot of action in the early stages. I'm hoping this time around, no worse than second off the gate. I mean, it's a big ask, obviously, from the 7-hole, but that's how he's most effective, right? Leave and sit and then make a move again in the late stages. 20-1 is outrageous. I mean, there's no way that holds up, I don't think, but I think he's in. I knew money would go in a lot of directions here, but I think he's in with a big chance. He comes into the same race as DA Magic Mike. He beat him, and I thought he ended up getting a trip that was kind of not all that advantageous. So, I'm happy with him at that number, or really anything above 6 or 7 to 1.
Your second choice, I like the choice, and I toyed with the idea of taking him on top. I wound up with a couple there in front of him, but DM Snake Plissken, we saw this one last year. He's interesting. He's kind of game.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he had a solid campaign last season. He had 7 on the board, finishes in 8 tries. He kind of was figuring it out in the early stages, was leaving himself with too much work to do at times and wasn't able to get there. But then he had those 2 victories last September back-to-back, both times as a favorite. Obviously, now time's passed and now he's been off a significant amount of time. Hasn't raced since October, but that qualifier I thought was a good one. Wasn't asked to do too much in that one. You're the One was the winner in there. I mean, You're the One is one we'd certainly back against this group with confidence, and I thought was moving really well in the end of the mile. First time in a condition claimer as well. Love that angle. I think he might be good to go first time off the shelf. 15 to 1 on the board. I mean, I'm liking the odds of my top 2 selections right now.
I went to 5 Keystone Doral on top. That last race at Kawartha is pretty good. And also, this is one that I just think there's some pretty nice flashes when you look further down the page as well.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he kind of looked the most logical one in here. I think he should end up being the favorite come post time, but right now that's swung in the direction of DA Magic Mike. Strong winner at Kawartha last time, 7 to 1. Before that, decent third at Georgian. One that making racing for Gerard Demers, obviously a high percentage barn, and I think he should be in the mix throughout. So again, 9 to 5 is probably about the price I expected. That's why I put him in the third spot. I thought he might go off as the favorite.
Easily the best is one I'm a little surprised you went to, but this is one that flashed a lot earlier in the year. Hasn't been quite as good of late. You've seen something to come back to this one? Well, look at the trip last time out.
Yeah, the trip last time, we said it right after the race. You got to almost think next time out might get overlooked. First over a long way, kind of pestered your horse better on ice on the engine, faded back to 7th, and now you get reunited with Travis Henry, who had success with him. So I thought he would take support tonight. I really did. I thought he would not like anything crazy, but I thought he'd be lower than 9-1. I didn't think he'd be the favorite, but I thought he would take a little more support than he is right now. And I think he's a player in here. I think this race is way more wide open than the odds board kind of tells us right now. We got a couple of 3-2 shots and a bunch of horses at 8-1 or higher. I'm going to go to pretty much anywhere other than those two short price horses, and happy to take Aladdin Delac right now at 7-1.
Of those short price horses, I'm surprised DA Magic Mike. I thought the price would float up because last race wasn't that good. I do like DA Magic Mike. I thought I'd get some value. There's no value at all.
No, there's no value there. But again, that maybe sometimes you got to follow the money, right? Maybe we're gonna see a better effort from that one tonight. I wasn't too enthralled by what he did last time out, and I thought others in here at much longer prices race better than him.
Well, it is a field of 8, so it's right now DA Magic Mike and Keystone Doral sharing 3-2 favoritism. Perfect Smiley, DM Snake Plissken, and DA Magic Mike on the inside. Wizard of Bots, Keystone Doral in the center of the outside. Easily the best. Aladdin Dulac and Usual Suspect. It's a field of 8. It's the 4th race. And the field for the 4th race is at the start of the rough, and DA Magic Mike comes blasting with Wizard of Bots, also easily the best, and Keystone Doral. Now is it Wizard of Bots and Keystone Doral dueling, and then DA Magic Mike and easily the best on the outside, Perfect Smiley, DM Snake Plissken, then Aladdin Dulac and Usual Suspect. Wizard of Bots at 12-1's got the lead. Keystone Doral dropped to 1-5 on the board and is racing second. Easily the best is still working on the outside, and DA Magic Mike is forwardly placed 4th off a 27-second opening quarter. They come on towards us. There's a gap of 4 in front of Perfect Smiley, who is fair. And then it is racing on the inside. DM Snake Plissken to the outside goes Aladdin Dulac with a lot of work to do, and then Usual Suspect. And the field heads their way on up towards the half of a 27-second opening quarter. Wizard of Bots and Travis Cullen's got the lead. Easily the best is still parked, and Keystone Doral is riding along, enjoying the view in the pocket off a lively half of 55. DA Magic Mike is racing forth. Then Perfect Smiley. Aladdin Dulac has come on to take over 6th, but is still well back. Then DM Snake Plissken and Usual Suspect. Wizard of Bots has got the front. Keystone Doral's been getting a trip. Easily the best is hanging tough on the outside. And then racing for DA Magic Mike. Perfect Smiley. Aladdin Dulac is closing, but still has a lot of work to do, but is coming. And then DM Snake Plissken and Usual Suspect. And from the backfield, Aladdin Dulac is making up a lot of ground. And they get by 3/4, and they race to the top of the stretch. And it is Wizard of Bots. 3/4 was 124. Wizard of Bots, Keystone Doral is now looking to come on out. Keystone Doral chasing Wizard of Bots. Wizard of Bots is digging in, though. Keystone Doral is closing. Keystone Doral is going to go on by Wizard of Bots, and then DM Snake Plissken shaking loose and grabbing 3rd, and Aladdin Dulac 153-4, and it was a blast to the finish by Keystone Doral off a perfect trip, Rob.
Yeah, couldn't have got a better trip, right? I mean, Jason Ryan doing great things here at the river and beyond as well. Put into a perfect position. It was interesting, right? I said I thought he'd be the favorite. I think he'd be 1-5. I thought he'd be favorite. The odds shifted right before post time, and he plummeted down to 1-5 favoritism and race like it. I'll tell you though, there's a horse to come out of this race that, next time I don't think we get 24-1, not by any stretch of the imagination. DM Snake Plissken, I think, would have contended for the victory. He was trying to fish his way out on the backside and looked like he might get a seam. It closed on him. He then had to just wait forever and then just close on the far outside in the late stages. And he does come on for a piece of it. There he is right there. And he was absolutely airborne late. If he gets that seam when he was trying to kind of edge to the outside, I think he's a winner. So at least we were kind of ready with that one being live, but didn't work out this time. Definitely top of the watch list, but much shorter price next time out.
I was also impressed with Wizard of Bots. I thought at least, it wasn't a cheap half at all, 55, and yet was pretty game.
Yeah, Wizard of Bots raced really well. He's a horse that, kind of figured that he would fit with this group. And last time out didn't really get put into the race. This time around ends up getting forwardly placed. That's the way he's always raced well. Just 1 for 21 in the season, but that's a nice effort to build on, right? Second at 12-1.
Well, your top two were 24, were 15-1 and 24-1. Now they didn't win, but they get on the ticket, so that helps it. Keystone Doral, no value there, 1-5.
Yeah, well, they get on the ticket. I mean, Aladdin Delac got away way back. That wasn't going to help his chance. He made a nice rally to be fourth, but like I said, DM Snake Plissken on the watch list for next time. He raced incredibly well off the bench.
Maybe on the bet list, never mind the watch list. 5427 is the top four. And number 5, Keystone Doral, 4-year-old Heston Blue Chip Bay Gelding, owned by Sylvain Caron and Gerard Demarais. Gerard Demarais, the trainer. Jason Ryan is the winning driver. Mile of 153-4. Keystone Doral, 153-4 to take race number 4. That equals his career best. Prices in the fourth 5 Keystone Doral, 260, 220, 210. 4 Wizard of Bot, 630, 420. 2 DM Snake Plissken, 570. $2 exactor, $14.60. Dollar try, $33.85. Dollar super, $129.55. Fourth race, order of finish from the top, 738-21546. That's 738-21546. Fans note a driver change in race number 9. Number 3, Dangerous Curves. It will be Phil Houdon. Phil Houdon drives 3 Dangerous Curves in the 9th. Field 4 race number 5 on parade 1, Lincoln's Landing. Steve Hudon for Laura Toscani and Gino Toscani. Number 2, Showed Holiday. Travis Cullen for Dave Holiday and Caroline Holiday and Dr. Paul Rutherford. And number 3, She Trots a Lot. Scott Young for Paul Walker and Keith Coulter. 4 is Go Have Fun. Travis Henry for Mark Edsel and Edsel Newton and Graham Hopkins and Peter Porter and Lindsay Turner. 5 Scratch, 6 Expedition Pass. Brent McDonough for Ron McDonald and Lorma McClure. Number 7, Archangels Gliding. Austin Sorry for Robert Manders and Scott and Keith Manders. 8 is Abracadabra. Daryl Thiessen for Steve Bossens and Derek Reed. And number 9 is Sand Dune. Bruce Richardson for John Holding and Morley Bosworth. It's a field of 8 for race number 5. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, Rob, 5-1 on She Trots a Lot. Can I freeze that price right there and run downstairs?
Yeah, it'd be nice if you could freeze that price if there was fixed odds at that. I don't think we get anywhere close to that come post time, especially right now, that pre-race appearance. She looks great out there. And last time out, solid second to Vera Cruz, went a long way on the lead before giving it up in the late stages. Before that, an OSS Gold event, reasonable fourth in there. Got beat by a wide margin, but still did well to get that piece of it. And before that, Scott Young piloted her to a real smoke show victory in 55-2. So I think we see something like that tonight, and I'd be surprised to see her anything north of 2-1 come post time. I thought that she looks like the one to beat in this spot, getting reunited with Scotty. And again, anything above that, I'd say is value.
Now, look, I have no problem with Showed Holiday taking a lot of action because one that's been racing really well and has looked good pretty much every time out. Travis Cullen, Dave Holiday, 4-5 though.
Yeah, 4-5 is too short for me. If you remember last time, it was a real slick steer, right, to kind of get this one up by a neck at the wire, and she still raced, great in doing so, and she's ran fantastic all year. 3 wins, 4 seconds, and a third and 10 tries, and obviously hit the board in each of her last 6. So I think one that you've got to respect in here, but I think even money might be an overreaction, right? Because we're looking at the same, coming back in the same class, but now She Trots a Lot also, back in the same class as well. And I thought they raced at worst, similarly last time out, as good as each other. And that effort 3 back for She Trots a Lot, I think, wins this race. So if the odds are higher on She Trots a Lot, then that's the value.
Your choice of Abracadabra next intrigues me because, you see all those races and you watch that race at Sarnia, and that's a good last mile. So I'm curious, 20-1, your thoughts with Abracadabra?
I've always kind of liked this filly. Last year, 4 top 2 finishes in 10 tries. I've got a lot of respect for the barn of Steve Bossens, especially with trotters, and this is one where I thought last time it was a much better effort. Now, she had post 2. She got away second. It's a prospect event, kind of a mixed bag, usually at that tier of the Ontario program. But you go back to June 12th, it's a pretty solid third, too, to Wheels of Blazin' and Sid the Kid. Both those horses have really stepped up since then. So I just looked at it and said, I need to find some value underneath. If I like the 2 favorites in the top 2, we got to get a bit creative. Usually to do that, you got to go towards the outside of the gate. And I think this horse is one that has every right to kind of take another step forward, improve a little more this time out. 19-1, the right kind of number you want in the try, and that high 5.
Another one at a bit of a price, Expedition Pass at 12-1. 3 wins and 6 starts last year and has a win this year. Georgian Downs on a track that's not been an easy track to put up speed. 201-2, August the 3rd. It missed 18 days before the last race. Now comes back tighter.
Yeah, they were rolling last night at Georgian. The mile times were a lot quicker last night, but before that, it was tough to post pretty big. I mean, most of the month of August, right? It was on the slower side. So that victory in 201-2, I think is better than it looks on paper. And I think this is, a horse that it's going to, kind of continue to do decent things. Lightly raced last year, 6 starts, same amount of starts this year. 12 tries career in his career, and he's got 7 on the board finishes. 15-1, I think, is an overland expedition pass, one you got to use everywhere in the exotics.
So my third choice and your fifth is Go Have Fun, Travis Henry for Mark Etzel. We saw Mark with one earlier in the card that kind of gave us a bit of a scare. Go Have Fun. Well, you always got to look at Mark's horses.
Yeah, no, you can't ignore Mark's horses. I did that earlier on, and that's really cost me dearly in the exotics in a race where we like the top choice. You Go Have Fun, I think, in with a chance. I don't know on the win end, but can certainly get a big piece of it. I think 6-1's a price you have to demand, though, and maybe a bit more than that if you're betting this one on a win ticket.
Well, it's a field of 8 for race number 5. We both love She Trots a Lot, who's still holding it a nice 7-2 is Showed Holiday. Even money now. Lincoln's Landing, Showed Holiday, and She Trots a Lot on the inside. Go Have Fun. Expedition Pass in the center. The outside, Archangel's Gliding and Abacadabra. And the second tier, Sand Dune. Lincoln's Landing has gone off stride right now. And Sand Dune is fine. And the field is at the start. And they're off, and Go Have Fun will leave out with She Trots a Lot and Showed Holiday, and also Archangel's Gliding. Right now, She Trots a Lot is able to try to get the lead. Expedition passes second. Archangel's Gliding, Showed Holiday, Go Have Fun, Sand Dune, Abacadabra, but She Trots a Lot at 7-2 has the lead. Expedition Pass at 23-1 is second. Archangel's Gliding, Showed Holiday dropped all the way down to 1-2 on the board and is racing fourth. Then Go Have Fun, Sand Dune, and Abacadabra. She Trots a Lot now quickly surging. Showed Holiday and Travis Cullen is moving up rapidly against She Trots a Lot, and it is Showed Holiday who's trying to come on and clear and grab the lead. And on the inside, She Trots a Lot for now is parking out Showed Holiday. She Trots a Lot and Showed Holiday, they're going to go at it right now. She Trots a Lot on the inside, Showed Holiday on the outside. She Trots a Lot and Scott Young maintains the lead. Off stride when Expedition Pass. She Trots a Lot. Showed Holiday is second. A length back and hooked up on the backfield. There is Expedition Pass and Go Have Fun. And now they've got back apart. She Trots a Lot now starts to trot away from Showed Holiday and leads by about 2.5 lengths. Archangel's Gliding is third. Then it is Sand Dune and Abacadabra, and She Trots a Lot. Archangel's Gliding now is moving up to take second from Showed Holiday. 3/4, 125 and 4 1/2 of 56 and 4. And it is She Trots a Lot. Might have to deal with Archangel's Gliding, Showed Holiday, and Sand Dune and Abacadabra. She Trots a Lot might have gotten softened up by Showed Holiday. And here comes Archangel's Gliding. It is She Trots a Lot trying on. She Trots a Lot is ducking gamely. Archangel's Gliding second. Then Abacadabra and Sand Dune 156 and 3. She Trots a Lot really showed the class there home because I thought did a lot of work and then still had to have something left in the tank to fend off Archangel's Gliding, Robert.
Christmas come early too with the price, Gary. 7-2. I said, we'll probably, see this horse go down and vie for favoritism, and anything above 2-1 would be valuable. 7-2 is absolutely insane. I mean, it really is, because I don't know what she did wrong last time. She only got picked up by Vera Cruz in the late stages, and I thought raced just as well as Showed Holiday, who kind of got a real favorable trip last time out. But then that Scott Young line 3 starts ago was just a smoke show on the engine. That's what he did today. I mean, I knew when Showed Holiday moved first over, there's no way that Scott's going to let that one go with how well she raced on the engine 3 starts ago when he was aboard. And did get softened up a bit, obviously. Archangel's Gliding, coming to this one late, but just too good. She Trots a Lot, gets to the wire first, and then we see some real bombs underneath. I mean, the break of the 6 Expedition Pass kind of scattered some in the backfield, and Showed Holiday, that one tiring, really opens the door for some serious value underneath these exotics.
Yeah, because we get the 7 and 8 and the trailer post Sand Dune. It was actually a nice filly that we can easily like, but they're all landing on the ticket. But She Trots a Lot. You see there at the finish, Scott Young is like, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, no, you know what? I mean, I was concerned for about half a second just because you know what, they were really rolling, and he takes a lot of heat from a heavy favorite, right? So that means too, you think, okay, well maybe that's going to be a little too much for this one to take, but in the end, prevails at 7-2. I mean, that's just a monster number. I mean, even in the multi-leg wagers, was just double the price of that of Showed Holiday. Much bigger margin between them on the odds board. But wow, look at those numbers below. This will be interesting to see what this high five pays.
And Scott Young won't have to be angry with you that you didn't back him tonight because you backed him in both of his starts and he got the job done.
I've learned my lesson. There's Scotty. A little away from Scotty. Let's see if we get away from Scotty here.
Yep. He had the answer. He's had the answer twice this evening. Scott Young. She trots a lot. 3-year-old Muscle Mass Bay filly owned by Keith Coulter of Mono. Paul Walker, the trainer, 4th win this year. She trots a lot. 4th a lifetime. 156-3. The 5th race payouts. 3. She trots a lot. $9.90, $5, $3.40. 7 Archangels gliding, $10.20 and $7. 8 Abacadabra, $9.30. $2 exact for 86.10. Dollar Tribe, $757.55. Dollar pick 3. $12.75 and 3 of 3. Dollar pick 4, $32.60. Dollar pick 5, $59.70. 20-cent high 5, $1,500. $72.86. fifth race. Order of finish from the top down, 6-5-1, 8 place 7 scratch, 7 place 8, 2, 3, 4. Once again, top down, 6-5-1, 7 scratch, 8, 2, 3, 4.
We've reached the halfway point of the card here at Grand River Raceway on a wonderful Wednesday. I still can't believe She Trots a Lot, $9.90 on a win ticket. That is just an insane price. To those who had it, congratulations. Another huge high five to over $1,500 for 20 cents with that one winning. But hey, we move on now to the late pick five, starting right here in race number 6. Low takeout, 15%. And there's my ticket. We got a single in the second leg. Same price, so was the first pick five ticket I played, $14.40. 4, 5, and 7 here. I made the 4 Pillow Thief my value play of the night. Right now, 7-2, not a bad price on that one, but 3 deep here to kick it off. Then just the 2 better deal, my best bet in race number 7. Not sure we're going to see that 6-1 morning line. Last time out, used hard in the early stages, got really unlucky with the trip and was coming on nicely again for third in the stretch. So singling that one in race 7. Just the 1 and 5 in race 8. It don't matter to me. Might be a single, but rail control for one that does make miscues. I'm going to throw in Salzburg Cami the 5 along with that one. 1, 2, 4, and 6 in race number 9. A competitive looking claiming event for fillies and mares. So we're going to go 4 deep in that one. And then 3, 7, and 9 in the finale. Vera Cruz, the top choice. Also using the 7 MI Radical as a take-back value play, and the 9 Enchanted Angel. Trailing post, not ideal, but this is a nice trotter for Mark Etzel. So 3 deep in there, 3, 7, and 9, $14.40 for a 20-cent ticket. We're going to look at Conley's ticket, see what he's got mapped out for us in this late pick 5 sequence. There it is there, 2-5 to kick us off here. So he's got Time Out Twister and Devil's Kiss. Then the 2, 4, and 7. So he's going to use better deal, but also has Salzburg Annie and Ultimate Twix. 1, 2, 5, and 7 in race number 8. So he's not a believer in It Don't Matter to Me. He was going to likely be a pretty heavy favorite, I would think, from the pole position. He's going 4 deep in that one. He's got Salzburg Cami on his ticket as well. Race 9, all in on the 2 Royal Tell. I don't mind that. Been racing really well against some tough competition at Mohawk Park, but I just think there might be others in there that might present themselves with better efforts tonight. And then race 10 to 3, 7, 8, and 9. Got Veracruz, added 3 others in there, $9.60. Bit cheaper than my ticket. If you want to be a little more economical, there's Conley's ticket for this late pick 5 sequence. Again, low takeout, 15%. Starts right here in race number 6. We'll come back after the post break, take a closer look at the upcoming dash.
Field for the 6th on parade. 1, Move Your Mass, Jason Ryan for Bruce McDonald and Martin Stables. Number 2, Timel Twister, Dave Boughton for Don Lindsay and Paul Lindsay. And 3, Gaelic Piper, Phil Houdon for John Yakin, Jordan McGrail and Deborah McGrail and Bethany Craig. And 4, Pillow Thief, J.B. Renault for Julie Walker and Elizabeth Sheeland. 5 is Devil's Kiss, Louis Waugh for Robert Kyle Fellows and Yolanda Fellows and Arpad Zabo and Blair Corbeil and Mike McAllister. Number 6, Spin for Life, Mario Baillargeat for Francis Guillemette and Gaston Boulanger. Number 7, Boyden, Scott Young for Paul Walker and Brenda Walker and Christine Walker. 8 is Belvedere, Jessica. Shane Weber drives and trains for Dr. Mike Veneri. And number 9, For Such a Time as This, Jay Harris for Herb Holland and Rachel Deneen. It's a field of 9 for race number 6. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, Pillow Thief, right now you might be able to steal one at a price. See if it can stay up there. I think it's got a chance to stay at least up a bit because 0 for 13 in the win column, but last race, pretty decent effort here.
Yeah, I thought it was a real nice effort. Came in nicely to be third to Eye of an Eagle, who we know has been doing good things here. Second in that race was Gaming Queen, Gary. You know what? She got off the schneid finally. She was a winner in her latest, I think, the Prospect Series, and it was at Kawartha Downs. So she got off the schneid since that effort. And Pillow Thief, I thought, was a nice third after missing significant time. And now it's second start back. It's a better post to work from, moving in a spot on the gate. And I think that, anything above, I would have said 4 to 1 would be value. And I named this one my value player of the night, thinking we get that and more. So Pillow Thief on top for me. Fond of this one last year after, even though we went 0 for 12. I think he's sitting on more, and hopefully we see it tonight.
Well, if the odds hold at 7 to 1, you could say the fans were sleeping on Pillow Thief. Let's take a look at some other ones in here. How about number 7, Boyden? Well, boy, a break last time out, but the start before it, third here.
Yeah, the third here, honestly, that was one where I think if maybe he gets off the cone sooner, he could have made some noise and maybe won that one. He needed a flat line on that occasion, first time with trotting hopples under the lights, and I thought raced really well to be third. I thought that was a deceptively good effort there to be third, and then made a break last time in the Prospect Series against Prospect Series starters at Mohawk Park. Wheels a-blazing, the winners in there. I mean, what would we do with that horse in this race? We'd be all over him. So I think Boyden is one that if you can just ignore that break last time and hope we see what he did 2 starts ago right here at the River with Scott Young aboard this time around, you can get behind this one. 16 to 1 to me is a monster number. Now 12 to 1 as we talk about him. But I think both Pillow Thief and Boyden are providing tremendous value right now.
Well, you're getting the value because the money has all climbed in on Devil's Kiss, and I'm there as well. But I'll tell you, even money for one that's 0 for 24 in the win column off of back-to-back 8th place finishes. But what about that grassroots start July the 15th?
Well, third, and that went to Arno Mercy. Now, that was a race where they were all kind of, jumbled up, and Arno Mercy came up the inside for the victory. I thought it was okay, but you just said the reason why he's not on top for me and why I've got him picked for third. He's 0 for 24 in his career. He's now, coming here. He shows some breaks here there as well. And he now comes to the River after racing at Mohawk Park and in many of his recent efforts, and you're now going to have to swallow a real short price. It's even money right now, might be shorter come post time. And a lot of that comes because of the connections too, right? Kyle Fellows, Louis-Philippe Waugh, and you see a lot of flashy times on there. So compared to the rest of the field anyways. But I would be looking elsewhere for value vertically and even trying to get this one beat to really boost the value of this late pick 5 ticket.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I only went this way in case I was still on the streak, but Devil's Kiss is one I'd actually play against at that price. Number two, Time Twister. Dave Frankie Boughton is coming in off of a win last time out, taking down Gaming Queen.
Yeah, this is one that, obviously got off the schneid last time out, first win in 8 lifetime starts, but was kind of racing better than advertised on paper, right? And I thought it was a pretty nice victory all in all. I mean, Gaming Queen was certainly camera shy for a long time going into that. She got her picture taken since then, but, she was kind of ripe for the picking, right? So I think that Tylo Twister is one you can use underneath the exotics tonight. I think the depth of this field is much more difficult. But one you can use in the try in the super.
So listen, I went to move your mass for second, and is 4-1 on the board. Really good maiden effort last time out. Not on your top 4. Well, one of us is right and one of us is wrong. I don't know. Who is it?
Well, 2-year-old against older for me, and one that made a break 2 starts ago, stayed flat last time. I think it's a tougher group, and also you have to navigate that pole position, right, which might be tricky.
I think what you're saying, I'll translate it. You're right and I'm wrong. No comment. Move your mass, taking up positions with Time Twister and Gaelic Piper on the inside. Pillow Thief and Devil's Kiss in the center to the outside. Spin for Life, Boyden and Belvedere Jessica. And the second tier, For Such a Time as This. It's a field of 9. It's race number 6. And they're at the start. And the rough Devil's Kiss is going to blast out. Gaelic Piper, Move Your Mass is moving well on the inside. It is Devil's Kiss and Move Your Mass and Time Twister. Gaelic Piper, then For Such a Time as This, and then it is back. Pillow Thief is 6th right now. Then Boyden, Belvedere Jessica, and Spin for Life. But right now, Devil's Kiss at 1-5. Move Your Mass off stride. Devil's Kiss, the heavy favorite, leads in racing second. Time Twister and Dave Frankie Boughton. And now up and driving as the field comes on towards us. There goes For Such a Time as This. And Jay Harris is on the move first up. And then is kind of bearing out, kind of on a right line. And then on the inside, Gaelic Piper as they work their way, heading on towards the half. And it is Devil's Kiss who's comfortably in front right now, leading Time Twister, who is going to step out right now. Time Twister took out for a second, took back in. Devil's Kiss, Time Twister, Gaelic Piper, Pillow Thief, and then Belvedere Jessica, and then further back is For Such a Time as This, and then it is Boyden and Spin for Life. But Devil's Kiss and Louis Waugh cruising right now. There goes Pillow Thief now at 10-1, wanting to move up off a half of 59-1. That opening quarter was 28-4. Devil's Kiss and now Pillow Thief is coming on. Pillow Thief is looming, and on the inside, Time Twister, Devil's Kiss, Pillow Thief. There's a thief now in the backyard of Devil's Kiss as they turn for home. Devil's Kiss and Pillow Thief, and on the inside, Time Twister, Belvedere Jessica and Gaelic Piper as they turn for home. Devil's Kiss and Pillow Thief on down the stretch drive they come. Devil's Kiss continues on. Devil's Kiss is able to kiss Pillow Thief goodbye and win it and take it by a length and a half. And then Time Twister and Belvedere Jessica 158-3. Devil's Kiss, the money came early and just kept on piling in all the way down to 1-5. Robert.
Yeah, no, it sure did. And sometimes I guess you feel silly afterwards when you go against a favorite like that when they win that easy. Louis Philippe was not coming here, to lose a race to the river, right? If he's gonna be here tonight, he's in it to win it, and he knows this horse obviously pretty well. So he probably said, yeah, I looked at the program and said, okay, yeah, this horse should probably should do just fine in that class, and that's what he did. Over 24 going into it. Much the best winner here tonight. Pillow Thief, I really had my hopes up when we saw that first over move, by JBR, but it ended up just not having enough to get to the winner, Devil's Kiss. But I thought raced really well in defeat. But you can see Louis here just kind of tight hold right to the wire for Devil's Kiss. This should be a good one for a confidence boost for one that hasn't tasted victory yet.
The only thing is when you've got a 1-5 trotter that's over 24, you're supposed to be betting against.
Yeah, I mean, it's true enough. Just sometimes you feel maybe you got too creative, right? I mean, obviously, I use this one in the pick five going forward, went three deep, and Boyden a little bit unlucky, made a break and strike. Look, he was just about to start maybe a forward charge too, when he made that miscue. So I'm going to keep an eye on where he ends up, and Pillow Thief I think is not long away from getting to the winner's circle. I mean, that effort there was a good one to be second, did that heavy favorite. But you're right. I mean, we're supposed to bet against favorites. For longevity in the game, you have to do that. We did that in the latest race. It worked out. This time it didn't, but we'll try it again a few times throughout the night.
And Timel Twister came on to race well again, so backed up that race last time out.
Yeah, he did. I mean, one that had not hit the board in 7 tries going into his latest. Turned the corner for a nice victory. It wasn't just a circumstance. I mean, he went 58-2 and certainly jumps off the page. And we say when an effort jumps off the page like that, usually there's good things coming forward. Time Twister, a good effort to be third.
It's a 5-4-2-8 top four, and back in front of us is number 5, Devil's Kiss, a 3-year-old Archangel Bay gelding, owned by Yolanda Fellows and Arpad Zabon, Blair Corbeil, and Mike McAllister. Robert Kyle Fellows is the trainer. Louis Bois, the winning driver. First win for Devil's Kiss, 158-3. The 6th race, payouts 5. Devil's Kiss, 270, 220, 224. Pillow Thief, 440, 370. And to Timel Twister, 290. $2 exactor, 910. Dollar try, 1550. Dollar super, 200, 1375. The sixth race, order of finish from the top down, 835-219-647. That's 835-219-647.
4 minutes to post for race number 7 on a wonderful Wednesday here at the River. You know what that means? It's time for the start of the late pick 4. Obviously, a heavy favorite kicks off our late pick 5, and race number 6, Devil's Kiss, prevailed. Easy winner for Kyle Fellows and Louis-Philippe Roy, and that was going to likely bring a lot of people forward in that pick 5. But the pick 4 starts right here, and I'm going to start off with a single of the 2, Better Deal. I knew we were dreaming with the 6-1 morning line, but 4-5 right now. Wow, I guess everyone saw what I saw last time. I thought she raced fantastic, finishing third. Used hard early, still had lots left late. Just got an unlucky trip, singling up Better Deal here in race number 7. 1-5 in race number 8. It don't matter to me. I mean, looks like, she should be the best in there, but pole position for one that can make breaks. I'm also going to use the 5 Salzburg Cami, 1, 2, 4, and 6 in race number 9. That's Ladysmith, Royal Tell, Better Not Mock Me, and Battle with Desire. It's a more competitive looking event, I think, than maybe it first looks on paper. And maybe a price comes out of that one. Royal Tell, likely going to take a lot of support. She's been in great order right now. Team Cullen, a lot of boxes being ticked there, but I don't know. I might be looking to get a price down. Well, I am. I got 4 deep there in race number 9. Race 10, the 3, 7, and 9. Vera Cruz looks like I think the most likely winner. Scott Young having a fantastic night so far. That would be a nice way to cap off his evening in the finale with Vera Cruz. Also using the 7, Am I Radical? Maybe she can bounce, or maybe he can bounce back after disappointing as a favorite last time. And the 9, Enchanted Angel, who I think if she minds her manners, can work at any kind of a trip, she's in it to win it as well in that finale. Just $4.80, my most affordable ticket of the night in the late pick 4 for yours truly. We'll see what Conley's got cooked up for us in this late pick 4. There it is, 2, 4, and 7 here. So Better Deal, Salzburg Annie, and Ultimate Twix. Salzburg Annie, obviously one that Louis-Philippe Roy owns part of himself. I mean, he gets along great with this one. And last time he was here at the River was a real rock-solid winner in the same class, or in around the same class anyways. 1, 2, 5, and 7 in race number 8. So he's going 4 deep in there. And then just the 2, Royal Tell in race 9. And then 4 deep, 3, 7, 8, and 9 in the finale. $9.60 for a 20-cent ticket for Conley.
Rob, can I chime in here? I think
Yes.
you guys are spending way too much money here.
Okay.
This 7th
Let's
race,
hear it.
Better Deal in Salzburg Annie. Just take a couple in there. The 8th race, it don't matter to me. The rest don't matter. In the 9th race, you just take Royal Tell. And in the 10th race, it's Vera Cruz. If Enchanted Angel stays flat, is a contender. Those 2. So I'm just looking at 80 cents.
So $4. $4. Yeah,
Okay.
play it for $10. $40 for a $10 pick 4.
Well, why not? You can lend me the money?
Might as well. Yeah, sure.
By the
that's
way,
fine,
by the way, it's not raining as hard as that looks. That's just a shot up close to
It
the
looks
lights.
really cool, though.
It looks
I don't
cool.
know. I'm kind of obsessed with this now.
But
Yeah.
you're obsessed with the sky every time. Anytime you see a sky, because your parents didn't let you out of the basement for the first 10 years of your life.
Yeah, it's probably right. You're probably correct. But Gary, you had a pretty big streak going. Was it 8 in a row you had?
Well, I had 6 to end last night. So right now I would have had 12 in a row, except for in the 3rd race I was an idiot. And I just didn't go with Scott Young. So I got nothing to say. Scott Young, I should have had
It's
Deborah.
still impressive, sir.
11 out of 12 will have to do.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
See you in a minute. Field on post parade for race number 7. 1 Black to Reality. Jay Harris for Paul Reed and Nora Parks and James Grant. 2 is Better Deal. Brett McDonough for Ashley Lenvoy and Gino Toscani. 3 is Full of Personality. Sammy Filia for Ashley Lenvoy and Gino Toscani. 4 is Salzburg Annie. Louis Waugh for Eric Nadeau and Daniel Gaudreau. 5 is Scratch. 6, Nasty Reputation. It's Gary Rive driving and training for Ashley and Matthew Rive Bohanec. 7 is Ultimate Twix. Austin Story for Dean Nixon and Madonna Morrison. It's a field of 6 for race number 7. Let's get a look at this field, and right away we'll go to the one that you love a lot, that you think is the right deal in here. Better Deal.
Yeah, Better Deal for me, Gary, is the one I went to on top. We saw all that early money obviously come for her. Now she's floating up, which, I mean, I'm more than fine with, because I love her chances in here, and I was hoping for a bit of value, because obviously in the program page it's hidden. If you watch the replay, though, you know what I was talking about, because she blasted off the wings of the gate, ended up getting relegated to third, and then basically it was hindered by a pace setter that stopped. And then her and the one in front of her both dove to the inside. She actually got ahead of the one that, kind of had the better trip than her, and was moving nicely right to the wire, finishing third, 28-4 in the end of it. So good bookend times for the 2 Better Deal. Looks fantastic on the track right now. My best bet of the night. I'm hoping that price continues to float upwards.
Looks pretty alert. I want to add in a driver change in the 8th, just in case it impacts somebody's pick 4, because number 3, Sant'Ambrosio, Dan O'Brien, the trainer, puts Brett McDonald down to drive. So Brett McDonald with a drive on 3, Sant'Ambrosio in the 8th race. Number 4, Salzburg Annie, my top pick. We saw Louis Waugh in the winner's circle in the 6th. Does he come back and make it 2 in a row? He certainly should have a shot. Blinkers to Blind Bridle.
Yeah, definitely with a big chance. I mean, you can see what she did last time she was here. She went to the lead from post 2, never looked back, was an easy winner at a short price. Since then, picked up a victory at Mohawk Park, same kind of tactics, kind of got things her own way in the early stages on the engine. But the last 2, I guess, are the real concern, right? I mean, beaten by a wide margin in 8th, 2 back against Prospect Series starters at Mohawk, and then didn't have any success at Kawartha Downs. But I think, reunited with Louis, and getting back here to the river, we're going to see good things from her tonight. I mean, she looks like the one to catch. My hope is Better Deal pushes out, lets Salzburg Andy go, and then it turns into may the best horse win coming to the wire. That's my hope. But right now they're both 6-5 and 7-5 respectively.
Your third choice, and sometimes we love to split the favorites. Black to Reality. Can Black to Reality get in between the 2 and 4?
I think it's possible. I mean, I would think that, maybe Salzburg Annie, if she doesn't bounce back like you expect, then maybe Better Deal wins and you get some value underneath, right? I mean, it could go the other way too, but I just think Better Deal is really sitting on a big effort tonight. Black to Reality is another one that kind of got hindered by the way the race kind of played out last time. So we'll see what the game plan is tonight, but I think she can sit on the pylons, maybe, just try to hide out there and try to come forward in the stretch for a piece of it. And
then Full of Personality, a 4th last time out. Sammy Filia, Ashley Lenvoy, solid connections, but one that's a little light in the win column, but at least tends to put in a good enough effort to maybe get somewhere onto the ticket.
Yeah, it picks up a lot of pieces, right? We see that a lot from Full of Personality. It picks up a lot of pieces, and I think that same thing can happen tonight, right? Sit a favorable journey and just try to end up, maybe on the bottom end of the try or super. Like you said, 1 for 15 this season, 6 on the board finishes, though. Needs a favorable trip to kind of end up anywhere with a spot on the exotics.
And then the Ultimate Twix, I can't remember it was last race or the one before, one of these recent races, I went to Ultimate Twix and that didn't work out. So that's why I don't have that one on the ticket from the outside. But certainly Ultimate Twix gets put into play.
I think it's tough, though, from there, right? I mean, you're going to post 6 now, But the thing is, there's speed to her inside. She kind of needs a kind of uncontested lead, I think, to really be effective. She doesn't one that really races that well off the pace either. So I think a smaller share at best for her tonight. But who knows? Maybe she'll take flight off the wings of the gate and really surprise us.
Just thought you got to look because Dean Nixon's got a huge win percentage this year, 122 starters and 30 winners. So you do have to at least take a look. 5-1 on Ultimate Twix. It is a field of 6 with 4 Salzburg Annie, the 3-2 favorite. Black to Reality, better deal on the inside. Full of personality, Salzburg Annie in the center, the outside, Nasty Reputation, and Ultimate Twix, field of 6. Race number 7, they are approaching the top of the stretch. Field for the 7th race. All in position. There at the start of the rough. And Ultimate Twix on the outside comes blasting out with Salzburg Annie. Ultimate Twix and Salzburg Annie. And then Better Deal is third. Then it is back to Black to Reality. And Full of Personality, Nasty Reputation is trailing the field. Ultimate Twix has got the lead. Salzburg Annie is plugged into the pocket. But right now, considered moving out. Now Louis Waugh is going to tuck back in. And now I guess is going to come on out. And it is now Salzburg Annie against Ultimate Twix. And then racing third is Better Deal, and now it is Salzburg Annie with a bit of steering difficulty there, but now Louis Waugh comes on with Salzburg Annie and is going to come on and grab the lead. Ultimate Twix is racing second, Better Deal is third, Black to Reality racing fourth, and then Full of Personality and Nasty Reputation, and they work their way up towards the half. 27-2 opening quarter. Salzburg Annie has the front, and on the outside, Better Deal now is moving up and wants to try to get the better of Salzburg Annie. Ultimate Twix is on the inside and is filling the pocket, and Full of Personality, Black to Reality, Nasty Reputation, Salzburg Annie, Better Deal fell down to 3-5 on the board and is trying to come on against Salzburg Annie, who was 9-5. Salzburg Annie and Louis Waugh for now turning back Better Deal. Ultimate Twix is getting a good ride, and on the inside, Full of Personality, to the outside, Black to Reality and Nasty Reputation, Salzburg Annie, but Better Deal hasn't gone away and is coming back again. And it is Salzburg Annie and Better Deal, like a door-to-door salesman, just won't go away. At the field turns for home, Salzburg Annie and Better Deal, and Ultimate Twix is getting a trip and Full of Personality, and then Black to Reality and Nasty Reputation. Salzburg Annie on down the stretch where they come. Ultimate Twix up the inside. It is Ultimate Twix on the inside against Salzburg Annie, Ultimate Twix, Salzburg Annie, and Ultimate Twix in a photo. Then Better Deal and Full of Personality, 154-3. I thought it was Salzburg Annie, but I was kind of uncertain at the finish just because of getting burnt last Wednesday night, Rob.
Yeah, no, you know what? It's interesting, right? Salzburg Annie goes off at 9-5. I thought she'd be the heavy favorite. There'd be value to be had on Better Deal. No value at all. I mean, 3-5 on this horse. I mean, raced fantastic last time, but also, I mean, the middle stages didn't have to take any air. This time around, she has to go first over against a horse that swells up on the lead. Well, Salzburg Annie getting back to those front end ways with her part owner Louis Philippe Bois at the commands, and he has her go the distance for him. It looks like here, and really had to make a nice move too, right? I mean, Ultimate Twix went to the lead. Salzburg Annie then had to kind of make that middle stage or early, I guess, between the quarter pole and the half, get to the front, and Ultimate Twix I thought might have her as a sitting duck in the stretcher, but she kind of really digs in to defend her off.
And, you know, we should note that more and more horses are starting to get up this passing lane and a little bit better and at least making it close, and there you do see Salzburg Annie holds on to win.
Yeah, no, and the passing lane has really come forward a lot. I was going to say, I think this meet, I mean, at this point in the year, we probably had the fewest passing lane winners as far as I can remember, but it is starting to pick up. So we'll likely see that kind of continue to improve right till the end of this meet. But listen, Ultimate Twix raced fantastic. Exceeded any of my expectations in there. I thought she'd have a hard time getting the lead. She didn't. and she raced fantastic to be second.
It's a 4-7-2-3. Well, we like to split the favorites. We split it with not the one that you use, but Ultimate Twix, who got the trip. But back in front of us is for Salzburg Annie, a 3-year-old. He's watching Bay Filly, owned by Daniel Gaudreau, Louis Bois, Eric Nadeau, the trainer, Louis Bois, the winning driver. It's the 7th win for Salzburg Annie this year and lifetime, 154-3. Seventh race payouts for Salzburg Annie, 560, 390, and 210. 7 Ultimate Twix, 880, 292. Better deal, 220. $2 exactor, 23.50. Dollar try, 32.35. Dollar super, 71.75. The seventh race. Order of finish from the top down. 5 3 4 1 scratch 6 2. That's 5 3 4 1 scratch 6 2. Well, there's a look at the Grandway patio right now, but light rain. But on Friday night, it's going to be packed full of people because we have the giant patio party. And I'll bring Rob in here because, Rob, one thing that when we talked about this on Monday night that impressed me the most? How you could recite exactly all of the food that you could get on Friday night here in the patio party.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time studying menus, and yeah, that's something that I'll always kind of retain is what food's available. And it's a good menu. It really is. Barbecue meal with burgers, chicken breast salad, kettle chips, pies, and
You can have
non-alcoholic
the
beverage as
you can
well.
have the salad, and I'll take your pie.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah, you got to have something healthy in there, right? But no, it's always a fantastic night, Harness the Hope night. You want to come out, wear pink. I'll be wearing pink, of course, and it all goes to a great cause. And again, I'm not had to confirm yet, but I heard there's some great silent auction items, and also some great swag and other stuff that you can purchase with the portion of the proceeds going to a great cause. So, food trucks will be on site as well. Always a great event, and you don't have to obviously buy tickets for that giant pink party in the patio, although I would recommend it because it sounds like a fantastic time. You can also just come for free and enjoy some family fun, and again, who doesn't like a nice night out at the harness races in Elora?
Well, and it's also a great cause to support breast cancer. And as you mentioned so clearly on Monday night, everybody knows somebody closely that has been touched by breast cancer. So it's a great cause to support as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And we'll be. I mean, you've been giving out winners left, right, and center, Gary, and we'll be doing our best again on Friday night to give everyone who's in attendance some winners and throughout the evening. And if you come out and get to see the races and maybe make some money as well, that's just an added bonus.
And it says here you can enjoy a pink cocktail. I had an idea. Maybe I could have one pink cocktail every race, and we could bet on how many races I make it through. We could be like the WKRP Johnny Fever contest.
That would be absolutely amazing. I don't know if
I-
that's allowed, but
It
I
might.
would pay to see that.
It might not be allowed, but you know what will be allowed on Friday night is having a lot of fun. So it's great just to talk to you about Harness the Hope. That is this Friday night. You want to be here, and if you're not here, well, you missed out on a great event. Harness the Hope Friday night, first dash 6:30 p.m. I'll talk to you right after the 8th race, Rob.
Sounds fantastic, Gary.
Field for the 8th race on Parade 1. It Don't Matter to Me. Tyler Jones for Dustin Jones and Golden Bear Racing. Number 2, Belvedere Franklin Phil Houdon tries to race for Dr. Mike Veneri. 3 is Sant'Ambrogio, Brett McDonough for Dan O'Brien, who is the trainer and owner. And 4 is Fitness Class, Austin Sorry for Bill Budd and Hut Racing. 5 is Salisbury Cabbie, Paul McDonnell tries to trains for Haley Curry. Number 6, What's the Point? Travis Culler for Wayne Henry and Henry Stable. And number 7 is Chip Happen, Daryl Thiessen for James McCaig and Jan McCaig Weishar. It is Orly's Shadow, Mario by Eroja for Marie-Eve Robitaille and Orlando Stable. And 9 is Laterna Danilo. It's Jay Harris for Pam Forkey and Triple S Equine and Brian Hamel. Field of 9, race number 8. Interesting dash. Let's start on the inside with It Don't Matter to Me because, I chimed in on the pick 4 saying that it don't matter to me about the rest of them, and we'll see if that ends up being true. But you know what should matter to me is those X's that I see on the dance card. 2 breaks in the last 4 starts.
Yeah, that's the only concern, right? I mean, other than that, Gary, I mean, you're right. I mean, she's the clear one to beat in here. There's no doubt about that. The problem is that the pole position for one that is prone to breaks is what always kind of gets me concerned. So if I was playing her, I'd obviously bet her off the gate. Now I think she'll be odds on, so not one that I'd be looking to bet, to win anyways. But I certainly did use this one in multis and understand the logic in singling her. But they're a little bit steppy there, and again, I'd watch her behind the gate. Going to this race because it might create an opportunity to get some late value in on a big price somewhere else because, again, her resume warrants big-time respect here, but it all comes down to if she trots or not.
One that I backed last time out, Belvedere Franklin, is my second choice, but let's go to your second choice, Salisbury Cabbie, Paul McDonnell. A couple of wins this year in a grassroots last time out.
Yeah, grassroots last time out, finished 3rd, was beat by a wide margin. I love that legs, but I thought it was a decent enough effort. Before that, made that miscue here at the river. Took a lot of support in that effort, though. And before that was a winner at Georgian. So I just think this is an opportunity to take back some value on a horse that, didn't have success 2 starts ago here. I mean, a miscue at a short price. And right now, 9-1. That's some serious value on Salisbury Cammie, who's driven and trained by Hall of Famer Paul McDonnell.
Well, the first couple show 2 breaks in their last few races, and Laterno Denia, or close to that, I'll try to figure out what the name is, made a break at Hanover, but since then has had 3 flat lines. This is one that you loved last time out, didn't reward you, so you're coming back to take a little more.
I am. I'm going to use her, in the mix anyways, we'll say, right? I just think that, she was racing really well at Hanover. And every week in and week out, put in some nice efforts. Then Jay Harris jumped aboard, and I thought it was a tremendous victory on that occasion, August 17th. Now, obviously, facing tougher, has to go faster here at the river. Last time out, I think it was just getting acclimated. She got away 6th off the gate, never really challenged at any point. But I thought she finished up, good enough to say, okay, we'll use her in the mix next time out. So have her in the 3rd spot here. Trailing post not ideal. Following out one that's prone to miscues. I kind of think we'll end up watching her again for next time. But you know what, 14-1, maybe she can hit the exotics.
Number 2, Belvedere Franklin. I almost went to that one second when we were talking about your picks in order. I got kind of jumping the gun. Maybe that's an omen here that I was so excited to talk about this one. And last time out, took Belvedere Franklin on top. Dropped down to being a favorite. I didn't see that coming, but lived up to it.
Yeah, lived up to it. And a horse that has that tactical speed off the gate, post 2 to work from. I think we'll see this one plugged in for a good trip. And last time kind of went first over before forcing the lead and then hanging on by a head. I thought raced really well in victory. and has hit the board in 5 of 13 this year. So in good form right now for Phil Hudon. I think it's a piece of it. 7-2 is the price you'd have to demand, though, if you're betting this one to win.
You know what makes it more interesting, too, now? Archangel's Gliding was the one that was second last time out, and we saw that one earlier this evening. Actually raced really well, and Conley Ecclestone loved that one, and that almost gave a scare for the win.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Did almost get there. Anyways, was ahead away, then came back and raced well tonight. So, form references are kind of important, and sometimes they happen in real time. And Archangel's guy, I think, almost got the job done tonight after just missing this one last time. So that probably, boosts the stock of Belvedere Franklin a little bit. 7-2 again, not a terrible price. Even money, it don't matter to me. Again, I'd be watching this one approaching the gate because she made that little bobble on the backside during her score down. Again, not the most sure-footed trotter, but when she does trot, she's pretty.
I want you to give a quick thought on Orly's Shadow and Chip Happen because my top four are 1, 2, 8, 7.
Orly's Shadow, obviously that front-end winner at Big Oz 2 starts ago. Last time out, tired over, that track at Georgian Downs has been a little bit slow lately. Did so as the favorite. Might rebound here at 12-1. I think he's one to watch off the gate as well. Chip Happen in good form. This is a big step up, though. I think Orly's Shadow is one I'd lean on at that number over Chip Happen.
Well, It Don't Matter to Me now has risen up a bit to even money. And Belvedere Franklin at 5-2. The rest are all fairly up in odds. It's a field of 9. Race number 8. The trotters are into the backstretch, gathering speed, approaching the start. And the field for the 8th race. On a Wednesday night at the Rivers, the field is wending their way towards the start. And there at the start of the rough end, Chip Happen leaves with Orly's Shadow. And now on the inside, Sant'Ambrogio and Fitness Class. Sant'Ambrogio and Brett McDonald's got the lead. Fitness Class is racing second. Orly's Shadow is still out 3 wide. Down to the inside is Belvedere Franklin. Then it is Chip Happen. It Don't Matter to Me is 6th in the early action. Laterno Del is back racing 7th, and then Salisbury Cami. And What's the Point is trailing the field. Sant'Ambrogio has the lead, and Orly's Shadow continues on, and Orly's Shadow is shadowing Sant'Ambrogio as they come on past us. Fitness Class is racing 3rd and racing positioned 4th. Belvedere Franklin, Chip Happen, and now It Don't Matter to Me is going to start to move to the outside and come on and challenge. And now is going to have some company on the outside as Phil Hudon took out with Belvedere Franklin. They race their way up towards half of a 29 opening quarter. Sant'Ambrogio at 45-1. Orly's Shadows racing 2nd. Fitness Class is 3rd. Belvedere Franklin 2nd over 4th. Chip Happen is 5th on the inside. It Don't Matter to Me. Lanterno Danilo. And then back to Salisbury Cami. And What's the Point? But Sant'Ambrogio still has the lead. Orly's Shadow on the inside. Fitness Class. And now Belvedere Franklin is going to forge out 3 wide. Chip Happen and It Don't Matter to Me. But it is still long shot Sant'Ambrogio. Fitness Class backing away Orly's Shadow after the tough trip. And then it is Belvedere Franklin. It Don't Matter to Me is blasting now 3 wide, and now is pedal to the metal. Here comes It Don't Matter to Me, trying to track down long shot Sant'Ambrogio as they turn for home. Off stride, It Don't Matter to Me. Quickly recovers Sant'Ambrogio. It Don't Matter to Me on down the stretch drive they come. It Don't Matter to Me is closing hard and is going to roll on by and win over Sant'Ambrogio. Then 3rd is Salisbury Cami and Chip Happen, 157-3. It Don't Matter to Me did make a break in stride quickly at the top of the stretch. I'm sure that'll be something looked at, but a winner in 57-3. Robert, It Don't Matter to Me.
To me, I mean, was kind of steppy a long way on that mile. Tyler Jones did a great job, obviously keeping her down on the trot to that point. Had to kind of just settle her away. Didn't really get involved early, moved to the outside, kind of quietly driven for much of that mile. Then when it was go time, she switched gears and she made that break in stride. And it looks like at that point, she, it might be race over for her, but she quickly resets. I mean, that was remarkable how quickly she reset there, because if she doesn't, the 3, Sant'Ambrogio gets away from her, obviously, but nice victory. I mean, this is a nice filly. We know that, but I mean, it's risk to reward, right? And it wasn't there at us 2 to 5, even though she does prevail as the best.
Well, and the inquiry sign does go up as they will look at that break, but such a quick recovery, so that'll be something to look at. But that is amazing to recover that quickly too, and that's a 3-year-old filly, not a seasoned racehorse. Tyler was able to get this one steadied very fast.
Yeah, no, and the thing was too is that it wasn't like it was, it's a bobble, right? It was like a full kind of gallop for a couple of strides, even a funky step put in there, and the fact that he's able to regather her and set her down. I mean, as soon as she kind of got back on the trot, I said, okay, well, she's going to win because she just kind of lays over them in here, right? But St. Ambrosio, right? That driver change obviously proved positive. Brett McDonald gets aboard, puts this one on the blower and raced pretty well. I mean, she was a horse that I thought had a lot of potential when she was younger. Maybe she can turn it around off that effort.
Well, that's why I quickly, when we were talking about the seventh, wanted to interject that change because that's significant, and certainly San Ambrosio is one we're going to have to watch for. And Chip Pappen did manage to get on the ticket. I talked about the two on the outside. Orly's Shadow raced really well, just never got the inside.
Yeah, never had much of a chance just because it was used hard early stages and throughout.
But it is a 1-3-5-7 with the inquiry pertaining to one It Don't Matter to Me. 3-year-old Royalty for Life Bay filly owned by Dustin Jones and Golden Bear Racing. Dustin Jones, the trainer, Tyler Jones, the unofficial winning driver. 4th win in 10 starts, 4th lifetime victory. It Don't Matter to Me, 157-3. Fans, the inquiry sign will go down. Judges ruling that there were no violations by one It Don't Matter to Me. Eighth race payouts. 1 It Don't Matter to Me, 280, 250, 233. Sant Ambrosio, 41.30 and $16. And 5 Salisbury Cammy, $4, $2 Exactor, 102.70. Dollar Try, 303.30. Dollar Super, 1809.95. Eighth race, order of finish from the top, 162-537-498. That's 162-537-498 on the bottom. field for the 9th race on parade. 1, Ladysmith, Sammy Filia for Rafael Barassa and Michelle Legacy. Number 2 is Royal Tell, Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen and A1 Stable. Number 3, Dangerous Curves, Phil Houdon for Rod Boyd and McCann Stables. 4 is Better Not Mock Me, Jason Ryan for Jody Cullen and Wayne McCrane, Hammock Farms. 5 is Sweet Loving, Nick Boyd for Tom Riley and Vincenzo Strangis. Number 6, Battle with Desire, Scott Young for Des DeCour and Ryan Willis. And 7 is Cozy Up, Travis Henry for John Kennedy and Rick Ryer. Field of 7, 9th dash. Let's get a look at this field. And well, Rob, the fans have been looking at Royal Tell and putting the money on Royal Tell. This is a pretty nice bunch. 6-5, starting to get well below where I'm comfortable compared to the talent that she's going to face in here.
Yeah, I mean, just the efforts that she's put forth recently, right? I mean, you see those, even like her last 3, she only has a second, one on the board finish. That's in a pop-up series at Mohawk Park. Cheesy Smile was the winner 3 starts ago, then Yoda Queen in each of our last 2. Either one of those would be, heavy favorite, the heaviest of favorites against this group. And last time here, in this class was a strong winner. So in 52-2. So I get the support. I totally understand it. But I agree with you. There's a lot of depth to this field. There's some real intriguing options in here. I think she's the one to beat. But I went 4 deep in the pick 4 and the pick 5. So obviously I think there's some other chances.
And one of those other chances is one Ladysmith. And look at, you saw that mile at Mohawk last race blasted off the wing. So likely to leave from the inside. This is one that's been forwardly placed in all of the races that we see here, as well as Georgian Downs as well.
Yeah, no, she's one that she flourishes when she gets forwardly placed. She's been doing good things for Rafael Barassa, 3 straight on the board finishes. The victory here was a good one, a gutsy win over Love on Me, who was the favorite on that occasion. Then she only just missed to Dangerous Curves. And then last time out, she was used really hard from that post 9, went to the lead, 27 flat, 56 flat. I thought raced well, all things considered, to be 3rd. So I think she can throw her hat into the ring. She'll do it right off the gate, I think, again tonight with the pole position, and she can be a factor throughout.
Number 6, Battle with Desire. Well, the last couple races, I don't desire betting a horse off those 2 lines, but 4 wins in 10 starts in the year. Des DeCour, he's in the past often put up some numbers. And you get Scott Young, your buddy, is looking for a 3rd win on the night.
Yeah, Scott Young, he's having a great night. He's going to have a good chance, too, in the finale as well with Veracruz. And Battle with Desire, if you went back to that line July 20th, she's coming into this race off that line, she'd be a heavy favorite on here. I mean, it was a real monstrous effort from her. She got hammered down to favoritism after climbing over the top end of the week before. But then since then, she seems to just fallen off form. She went up in class. She finished 6th. And then when she dropped back down, she put forth a poor effort to be 8th, and then she finished 9th in her latest. So it's just kind of gone the wrong direction for Battle with Desire. But she can bounce back here. And if she does, then she can be a real upset player at 7-1. Hard to believe, I remember that start, July the 20th. I would never dream she'd be 7-1 in this class, but I guess just recent form, right? What have you done for me lately?
And also Battle with Desire, you go a little further back, you see July the 4th winning in 52 flat with a big 26-4 opening quarter. So there's some battle in there. How about number 4, Better Not Mock Me, the stablemate to Royal Tell?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one you've got to consider as well. Last time out, I thought a decent 3rd to EL Citadel at Georgian, and that's in an optional $15,000 claimer. Had not raced in some time before that. So we talk about getting back on a regular schedule. This one comes back on short rest, and sometimes that can be, obviously a good thing when they miss some time before that. So another entrant from the Cullen Barn. They always come to play. They've got a couple live ones in here. And Better Not Mock Me, I think, not a bad price at 4-1.
You know who's getting disrespected is 3 Dangerous Curves. Yeah, you look at the last 2 races at Mohawk, an 8th and a 7th, you're not impressed. The last 2 at Grand River, you can be impressed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no worse than second, and the last two at Grand River got it out a victory 2 starts ago. I thought she was going to get beat by Ladysmith that occasion. She would not let that one get past her, and was a good second at Royal Tell on July 31st. So I agree. I mean, I think it's just because money can only go so many places, right, Gary? And there's so many opportunities in here. Dangerous Curves kind of just gets overlooked at 10-1.
Yeah, that is the one that's really the value because 10-1, and yet did beat Ladysmith the last time they hooked up, and Ladysmith is 7-2.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, again, one of those ones where I think just that those recent efforts, right? The last one for Dangerous Curves is an eighth. What have you done for me lately? They go to Ladysmith and think that pole position probably help her chances too. Down to 2-1 now in Ladysmith. The value on her is shriveled up in a hurry.
Royal Tell sits at 8-5 as the favorite. It's Ladysmith and Royal Tell in the center. Dangerous Curves, Better Not Mock Me, Sweet Lovin'. To the outside, Battle with Desire and Cozy Up. Field of 7, the ninth dash. They're turning into the backstretch, gathering speed, approaching the start. Field of ninth race pacing fillies and mares. Are moving up and in position and blasting out right now comes Better Not Mock Me, and then also emerging Ladysmith on the inside. Then it is Royal Tell, Dangerous Curves, and Sweet Loving. Battle with Desire and Cozy Up. Ladysmith is able to grab the lead. Better Not Mock Me now is going to slide over the pylons, racing second, and Royal Tell is third. Dangerous Curves is fourth, and the trailing three are Sweet Loving and Battle with Desire and Cozy Up. Ladysmith at 2-1 has the lead over Better Not Mock Me as they work their way on towards us, and it is Ladysmith, Better Not Mock Me. Royal Tell is third in line off that quarter of 26-2. It was a solid opening panel. Dangerous Curves is racing for Sweet Loving, Battle with Desire, and Cozy Up, and they head up towards the half. Ladysmith is doing the work on the lead. Better Not Mock Me is getting the trip. And Royal Tell is angled slightly towards the outside as they work their way on down the backstretch. And Royal Tell now is being told to move it on up by Travis Cullen. Royal Tell is coming first over, 54-4. It was a solid half to race at for Royal Tell. Ladysmith put up that 54-4. Ladysmith by about 3/4 the length. Royal Tell, Better Not Mock Me. And then racing on the inside is Dangerous Curves, and on the outside, Sweet Loving. Cozy Up and Battle to Desire. Ladysmith, Royal Tell chipping away. Royal Tell and Travis Cullen not giving any urging just yet, and is moved to within a nose, and now a couple of taps, and Lady Tell has to work hard because Ladysmith is game. Ladysmith and Royal Tell. Better Not Mock Me's racing third, and Royal Tell, Travis Cullen getting pretty busy with Royal Tell because Ladysmith is hanging tough. Ladysmith and Royal Tell. Better Not Mock Me. Ladysmith as they come to the finish. Ladysmith and Better Not Mock Me. Better Not Mock Me on the inside against Ladysmith on the outside, and Royal Tell 152-4. They were flying, and the passing lane has been getting faster, Rob.
It certainly has. I mean, tight to the wire there. You know what? Ladysmith, though, right? Full marks for the effort either way. I mean, she went really big fractions, and she has to take on one Cullen entrant on the outside for a long way, the favorite Royal Tell, and then gets attacked by the stablemate up the passing lane late. So I mean, for a field that looked like we might see them line up and not be all that much action, there was tons of action. What a horse race that was, Gary.
Yeah, and I mean, up the inside, Better Not Mock Me gets there, but Royal Tell gave it all, and Ladysmith, you know, for all that work, you deserved to get the win, but just wasn't able to hold off. Up the passing lane, Better Not Mock Me, as we mentioned only a couple races ago. It's getting that you can get up there and go a little faster. We're going to see right now, Better Not Mock Me dart down to the inside for Jason Ryan, and Royal Tell pestering Ladysmith. Ladysmith tries to hold on, but there's Better Not Mock Me. You're going to see wins it by about a nose.
Yeah, and you know what? Really, in those last strides, right? I mean, gets up there right on the end of it there, that late surge, and again, pretty tough to overcome. A couple of Cullen, horses coming at you from every angle, but Ladysmith almost did it. I mean, again, that was a remarkable effort for her, right? I mean, she's been racing so well in recent efforts for Rafael Barraza. Probably deserved better than getting beat by a nose here, but Better Not Mock Me That's why Jason Ryan works out that perfect trip in the 2 hole and gets up that pass lane for the victory.
Well, it's been a chalky night, and you were right to think that this race, you don't want to just be alone on Royal Tel. I chirped you on the win four, and you turned out to be right that you needed to have a few more options. And you went four deep, I
Yeah,
believe, right?
yeah, 4 deep. Yeah, I had this one. Obviously, been pretty chalky throughout, though, right? Not sure if it's going to really help the ticket all that much, but you're right. I mean, Royal Tel probably singled out a lot. If not, maybe this to go to Ladysmith. This is the one that may get overlooked, but we'll see. 7-2, not a bad price in this one at all.
But you needed to go four deep because Better Not Mock Me was your fourth, so you kept the ticket alive. Well, mine can be thrown down on the ground. It's a 4-1-2-3. Better Not Mock Me, Jason Ryan. Ricky Bobby with the winning drive. Better Not Mock Me. Four-year-old Better Than Cheddar Bay mare, won by Wayne McRae and Hammock Farms and Jody Collins, the trainer. Seventh win this year. It is the 17th lifetime. Better Not Mock Me. 152-4. Ninth race payouts for Better Not Mock Me. 935, 40, 280. One Ladysmith, 390. 250, two Royal Tel, 220, $2 exactor, 24.60, dollar try, 28.80, dollar super, 69.65. Ninth race order finish from the top 2, 3, 4, 1, 6, 7, 5. That's 2, 3, 4, 1, 6, 7, 5 on the bottom. Field for the 10th on parade. 1, Fastnet Rock. Daryl Thiessen for Matt Dubuis and Lance Wells and Lyndon Wells. Number 2 is Blue Katana. Sammy Filia for Tom Riley and Vincenzo Stranges and Mike Pelosi. Number 3, Veracruz. Scott Young for Timothy Cherwaco and Gary Green. And 4, Zippy Zipporah. Jason Ryan for Paul Reed and Len Christopher and Gary Lance. 5 is Father Daniels, Tyler Jones for Dustin Jones and Golden Bear Racing. Number 6 talk show host Mario by Edoja for Mary Lenberg and Brenda Terrible. And number 7 is Am I Radical, Travis Cullen for David Holiday and Caroline Holiday and Dennis Hannah. 8 is Mr. Banjo, Austin Surrey for Bill Budd and Peter Albrecht. And 9, Enchanted Angel, Travis Henry for Mark Etzel and Robert Newton in Chantan. Field of 9, race number 10. Let's get a look at this field of trotters, non-winners at 2. An interesting dash, and I think all eyes will be on Vera Cruz and Enchanted Angel. There's some others in here that bring in some good lines, but Vera Cruz obviously pops based on what we've seen here of this one this year.
Cruz here, Gary. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, this is one that's really progressed nicely for Tim Trueco, and now has won 3 of his last 5. The 2 defeats over that span just had too much work to do. Wasn't able to close into it at all in those ones. I mean, got third at 85 cents to the dollar 3 starts ago, but last time out, I mean, maybe got a little bit lucky because there was some miscues that happened that helped this one get into the race. But in any event, Vera Cruz prevailed and did so with ease. So 9-5 on the board right now. I think that's more than a fair price, but I think we'll see that shrivel up come post time.
Yeah, and we had Enchanted Angel on the screen because Vera Cruz was hiding. But tell you one thing, I don't think Vera Cruz is going to be hiding at the finish. Let's discuss Enchanted Angel, because the thing with Enchanted Angel has 2 wins on the air, but they come in the last 3 starts, and they're the last 2 times this filly stayed flat.
Yeah, and that's the big thing about her, right? So trailing post, can she stay flat again? I mean, those 2 victories, I mean, there's no one even near her. 56-2 last time. And, I mean, the combined margin is like 15 lengths, more than 15 lengths over those 2 victories. So it all comes down to that for her. Travis Henry aboard this time around. I mean, if she can get away cleanly, she's going to make her presence felt at some point in the mile, and maybe she can challenge Vera Cruz. But I just think that second-tier starting spot is likely enough of a disadvantage where it really puts Vera Cruz at the top of the mountain here at a short price. So, again, Enchanted Angel, one that can be there in the mix, but, I mean, I just don't know what the trip looks like from the trailing post.
And, regardless of the trip, I thought she looked really, really smooth last time out for Bob McLaurin, so didn't look at all even that was any thought of maybe going off stride.
No, I mean, I agree. I mean, looked very smooth last time. But, I mean, now we throw that second tier into the mix, right? So it all depends on how she takes to that. I mean, she's second choice, Coast second choice in the betting with 2 others. I think you've got to respect her chances. I just wish her nose was on the gate.
There's Am I Radical, and it wouldn't be radical to take this one here because this one was really great here 2 starts ago. The radical thing is post 7, but Am I Radical can really get off the gate.
Yeah, and I always talk about taking back value. Well, here's a great opportunity, right? You're talking about a horse that was 65 cents to the dollar last week, and now you're getting 7-1. The effort last time obviously wasn't near as good as it was in victory the week before, but had to move first over through pretty hot fractions. And the time before that, got left alone in the lead. Now, it's going to be tough to get that kind of a trip from post 7, but might be able to work out some kind of journey that's reasonable. So I think that Am I Radical? I mean, if you backed her last time, why not take a poke at her this time at a bigger price? But Vera Cruz, to me, is the clear one to beat.
And makes an equipment change, open to blind bridle. 5 Father Daniels, the last couple races not great, but only 3 races ago, July the 31st. That was a very fine second from off the pace.
Yeah, it was actually. That kind of made me jump on his bandwagon on August the 7th, and then he just got brutalized, right? Post 7 went forward off the gate. I think thought he'd be able to march to the lead, and then was turned away by Fast Approach, who went on to win that race, and this one ended up getting beat by a wide margin in 7th. Since then, did try his luck at Mohawk Park at really long odds. Didn't work out there. 8-1, I think. I mean, maybe to me a bit short on a win ticket, but I don't think is without a chance here. Definitely one to use in the high five.
Blue Catan is one I couldn't figure out how to compare in here because you see some really great miles. That one start at Georgian Downs blasted the front post 8 on a tiring track and just backed away badly, but you might just want to throw that one out. Blue Catana brings in form. Look at the year.
Yeah, the year's been very fruitful, right? 15 on the board finishes, 17 tries, 6 for 17 the win column. So wins at a high rate, hits the board at an insanely high rate. Good post to work from, tactical speed to work with. One that should be in the mix throughout. I mean, yeah, if you just kind of look past that effort 2 back, you'd say, you know what? This is one that should really be able to make some noise tonight against this group. So I think it hit the high five. I mean, not a crazy price by any stretch, just 17 to 1 when there's a 1 to 2 shot, but we'll be able to help add some value if you get those ones at 7 or 8 to 1 off the ticket.
I don't like Veracruz at 1 to 2. At 7 to 1, I'd be willing to play Enchanted Angel.
I agree. I mean, I'd never bet a horse to win at 1 to 2, but I mean, again, I do think going to be tough to beat that one because of the post advantage.
It's a field of 9 for the 10th race. Fastnet Rock. Blue Catana on the inside with Veracruz in the center. Zippy Sapporo, Father Daniels to the outside, talk show host Am I Radical, and Mr. Banjo. And the second tier, Enchanted Angel. It's a field of 9, the 10th and final dash. Field for the 10th race. He is at the start. And they're off, and Blue Catana is going to blast out on the outside. Mr. Banjo off stride, Am I Radical? And then also leaving out his Father Daniels, but it is Zippy Sapporo with Mo Zip early. An Enchanted Angel follows right out from the trailer post and is second right now. And then Blue Catana and Father Daniels, it is Zippy Sapporo. Enchanted Angel is maybe going to tuck into the pocket and, well, maybe not. Blue Catana is racing third. Then fourth is Father Daniels and Enchanted Angel and Travis Henry. Forget the pocket. I want the front, and he's going to come on and take it over. Zippy Sapporo is racing second. Blue Catana third. Then Father Daniels and Mr. Banjo and Fastnet Rock and Veracruz. Then talk show host and Am I Radical. Enchanted Angel has the lead at 11 to 1, and the rest of this field might be in some trouble now. It's a lead of about 2.5 for Zippy Sapporo. Then it is Blue Catana. From the backfield, Veracruz is starting to move, and Father Daniels has come on to take over third. Then Blue Catana fourth. Veracruz is fifth with work to do. Mr. Banjo, Fastnet Rock, and talk show host, and then Am I Radical. Now bursting onto the scene, Father Daniels is looking to swamp Enchanted Angel. And Enchanted Angel, Father Daniels now. Father Daniels at 5 to 1 was able to swoop up and get the lead from Enchanted Angel. And here comes Veracruz and Zippy Sapporo and Blue Catana. And now Veracruz is closing hard, but Father Daniels with the lead. Father Daniels, Veracruz, Enchanted Angel from the backfield, Fastnet Rock with Blue Catana and Zippy Sapporo. And they turn from, and Veracruz is bearing down on Father Daniels, and it is Veracruz is cruising in the stretch drive. Father Daniels trying to hold on, but Veracruz has that one measured. Veracruz and Scott Young with a hat trick. Father Daniels, Enchanted Angel, then Fastnet Rock and Blue Catana, 156 and 1. Veracruz doesn't do a lot early, but at the end is all that matters, Rob.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Veracruz, looked kind of bleak in the early stages, right? Was a long way out of it. And Enchanted Angel, kind of a magician-like from Travis Henry to get that one through the traffic off the gate and to the front relatively early in the mile. I thought it might be lights out at that point, but I guess they went pretty good, 27-4, 56-4. And then you have Father Daniels rush to the lead, goes past Enchanted Angel like she's standing still. I think, okay, well, maybe he's going to be the one that just kind of marched away. But Veracruz just gets the measure of that rival and really, raced tremendous again. This is a horse that's on a roll right now, doing great things for Tim Trueco and Scott Young. Scott Young ends the night off with a hat trick and a huge night of the river for him tonight. And
he's just holding the lines there after giving a few taps midway down the lane. And you fell in love with Veracruz early, and then I jumped aboard with you, and we're starting to really see that this one's quite a fine trotter.
Oh, definitely is. I mean, and versatile too. I mean, we've seen this one kind of be racing from off the pace a lot more and further off the pace, and it doesn't seem to matter, right? He's still able to get the job done. We've also seen him go out there and win on the front end, and you see Scott there. That's a measured victory. I mean, he wasn't under much urging there to the wire at all. 56-1, another nice mile. Once again, lowers that lifetime mark. So a horse that age of 3 and really kind of steadily improving every time he goes on the track.
Yeah, and although the top 3 are the ones we thought would be somewhere on the ticket, we do add on Fastnet Rock and Blue Katana 24-1 and 22-1.
Yeah, they both end up getting a little bit of value, but it'll probably be pretty short. We've seen a lot of big paying high fives, like that one we had in race 5. Obviously paid monster. This one's going to be much shorter with the 2-5 winning it. But the horse that I'm going to watch for next time, Mr. Banjo, kind of got trapped in the inside. Thought he had some trot. Watch him for next time. He was a big price today, and maybe he'll retain that value next time out.
Back in front of us, number 3, Veracruz. 3-year-old father of Patrick Brown gelding. Scott Young had the answer 3 times tonight. Gary Green, along with Timothy Cherwako, are the owners. Tim Cherwako, the trainer. 6th win in 11 starts this year. 6th win lifetime, Veracruz. Note the mile of 156-1 is a new life best. The 10th race payout, 3 Veracruz, 280, 220, 235. Father Daniels, 470 and 360, and 9 Enchanted Angel, 460. Dollar pick 3, 1850. Dollar pick 4, 5605. Dollar pick 5, 7655. Dollar high 5, 484.40. 20-cent high 5, 96.90. The 10th race payout, 10th race order finish 451 928 763. That's 451 928 763 on the bottom. Well, fans, that concludes the live harness racing program for this Wednesday evening. Our next racing event is this Friday, first dash, 6:30 p.m. Harness the Hope, Friday night at the river. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Sean.